One final day in Cleveland, one final game on this 11-day, 10-game road trip for the Houston Astros. They look to continue to play spoiler for the Indians' playoff hopes as they try to win the series today. With Brett Oberholzer on the mound, they look to have a winning record on this long road trip. Don't go anywhere. Astros baseball starts right now.
All good things eventually come to an end, and with today's game, that's finally the case with this 10-game road trip. The Astros need a win here in Cleveland behind Brett Oberholzer to bring home a winning road trip. Hi, everybody. Alan Ashby and Jeff Blum with you. Julia Morales joins in just a little while. It would be nice, Blummer, I think you might agree, for the Astros to win today, bring home this winning road trip, and it's been a big one.
I think it would be great if they could go 6-4 on this road trip, going through Boston in a 4-game series, splitting that one, winning 2 out of 3 in New York, and it'd be great to see them sneak out of here with a win here to finish off this road trip, make it a happy flight back home before heading into that tough AL West.
On the shoulders of Brett Oberholzer, who goes out there. It hasn't been an easy year for Brett up and down from the minor leagues, but he has really settled in, pitching good ball for the club.
Yeah, I think it says a lot about Brett Oberholzer. He's a guy that's going to go out there and battle, give you everything he has every time he goes out. Interesting to see in the last 11 starts, only has a 4-2 record. Really not getting that run support that you'd like to see a guy like Brett Oberholzer get. The numbers, again, don't really reflect what he's going out there and doing a great job. Brent Strom's done a good job working with Brett Oberholzer, who's mirroring what he did last year to finish off the season, finishing strong, making a bid for that rotation going into next season, doing a good job of late after the All-Star break, pitching up in the zone to right-handed pitchers, amazingly enough. Average against that fastball around 241, but that sets up a great changeup that we know he has, and every once in a while we're seeing that sweeping, cutting slider down and in for right-handers to swing over the top of.
The road ends here. The Astros have weathered Beantown and the Big Apple. Today they have a chance for a winning road trip as we wind things down in Cleveland. Can the Astros take down the Tribe and make it a happy flight home? Lineups and first pitch are straight ahead. Houston Astros baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is presented by Jack in the Box. Right now at Jack in the Box, try Jack's new Spicy Chicken Club Combo for only $4.99 plus tax.
wrap up this 11-day, 10-game road trip for the Houston Astros. I know the guys ready to get home, but there's one important game left for this team coming in this year. They wanted to win as many series as they possibly can. They have a chance to win another one today against the Indians. And they can go at least 500 today. If not by winning today, they would go 6-4. And looking back at this road trip, it started in Boston. And the first W came in the 10th inning. Jake Marisnick coming up big with a 2-run double there. And then Jose Altuve on the last day of this Boston series. His first career grand slam. They won that one easily, 8-1 over the Red Sox, tying that series. And then the team headed to the Big Apple. Chris Carter with the big home run, the 3-run shot, his 30th of the season. That put the Astros on top of the Yankees. They also won the next night, not by way of the long ball, more of the small ball. Robbie Grossman putting the Astros ahead. They took the series from the Yankees. And then in Cleveland, Friday night, the Astros taking the first game, capitalizing on some major mistakes made by Cleveland. Joe Porter really liked what he saw from his club there, but they have a chance to go 6-4 today by winning this series over Cleveland, and that is the goal. And guys, I'm going to send it up to you with more.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Julia. Those were some very nice moments on this road trip, and sometimes you even forget it was all part of the same road trip, but nice to see in the ball club again with that chance to make it a winning road trip with a win today. And now look at the Astros starting lineup presented by Jack in the Box. Bo Porter lines them up with, once again in the top spot, Robbie Grossman in right. At second base, Jose Altuve. Dexter Fowler is the DH. In left field, Mark Krause. John Singleton back at first base, and the shortstop, Marwin Gonzalez. And the bottom three getting the nod behind the plate. Carlos Corpron at third base, Matt Dominguez after a day off yesterday. And in center field today, Jake Marisnick.
On the mound for the Cleveland Indians, the enigmatic Trevor Bauer. This man walks to the beat of a different drummer, but he has a chance to be successful. A #1 pick a couple years ago by the Arizona Diamondbacks, traded over here. He's got about 17 pitches according to some of the scouting reports you're going to get. Fastball, curveball, changeup, slider, cutter, and something that had the initials of an SC, but I'm not sure. But he's got a fastball about the mid-90s. Really likes getting to that curveball. He's got an amazing warm-up routine. We'll get into that later, or we'll get into it now.
Yeah, this is part of the warm-up routine. This is when he comes out of the dugout to begin with, and then goes to the outfield and starts this throwing routine that then stretches out and apparently used to go from foul pole to foul pole. I don't know if he's shortened that a little bit now.
That's much shorter than I remember it.
Yeah. And then he begins when he gets to the mound. We just watched. He went behind the mound, forced his catcher to go to the back of the dirt circle, and then ran up the back of the mound and cut loose an absolute shot to the plate. So that's how it all began. And his first pitch of the day is a strike on Robbie Grossman. Jeff Blum can keep us enlightened, former teammate. Robbie swings through the high cheese. 92 miles an hour. So we're underway here. It is day 11 on this current road trip, the longest of the year. 3 pitches is all it takes to strike out Robbie Grossman. Out #1. Looked like the hammer on that one. One of those 7 pitches.
No, he's got a good curveball. When I played with him in Arizona, that was one of the things he would try and get to, was that curveball. Everything he did was to set that pitch up, and you can see with good reason.
So Jose Altuve will stand in. Altuve, and we've said it a few times, has had a quiet recent road trip. Ground ball up the middle, spinning play at shortstop, and Jose's going to beat it out. So he will leg out an infield single to pick up a knock. He had 1 hit last night after going hitless in his previous 2 ball games.
Pretty nice play by Ramirez to even make that thing close. Great play, moving to his left. Sometimes on that spin, you try and get your head around like Ramirez does, but the tendency is to yank that ball towards that side of the field where he missed.
Had he gotten this throw on line, it was going to be fairly close for Jose. So Altuve has the knock. He starts the day as the leading hitter in the American League, leading hitter in the major leagues, hitting .333, so he'll add to that figure a bit. Robinson Cano second at .328. Dexter Fowler at the plate. Not the cleanup man today as Chris Carter gets a day off. Dexter assumes that DH role as well as Jake Marisnick plays in center field. And Blummer talked about it in the pregame show. Jake Marisnick has shown an awful lot in the outfield and could, like George Springer, ultimately be a center fielder. Ball is hit in the air, right center field. Gliding to his right is Holt, and now being called off by Michael Bourne, who makes the catch. Tagging and bluffing is Altuve on a throw that winds up offline at second base.
Yeah, you can't really anticipate the bad throw. Good job by Altuve forcing the hand of Michael Bourne out there in center field. Alongside him, you're going to see Micah Vilas in left, Tyler Holt in right, who got that big pinch hit to lead off the night last night. Lonnie Chisenhall, Jose Ramirez, Jason Kipnis, and Carlos Santana around the infield. And again, Roberto Perez behind the plate working with Trevor Bauer.
That brings up today's cleanup man. That's Mark Krause. Here's Blummer's old teammate in center.
All smiles.
Very enthusiastic, friendly guy. Bourne now shifts toward right center field against Krause. Skies were clear earlier this morning. They have clouded up right now.
They've what?
They've what? Oh, Jeff Blum.
They've ash-beat up a little bit from what I can see.
You know, from our day in Boston when those clouds started to come in. I guess I did point out that the clouds were coming in, but you, my dear friend, have noticed how dark and rumbly they were off in the distance. But anyway, that's a story for another day.
Not all Ashbys are dark.
That's true. It's true. 2-0 the count on Krause. Just the first inning, just getting underway here in Cleveland. Oh, so we're going to go teleprompter here. John Madden just put that on there.
There it is. Watch out for those Ashbys.
What, the light tower? Is that what that was?
Yeah, those toothbrushes that that look like light standards.
Can you tell it's been a long road trip? Pop Fly will find the seats on the left side.
This lighting brought to you by Oral-B.
It has been a while for Mark Krause since he was last in a ball game. He went 1 for 3 on the 21st of August. That at New York. So I guess just a few days. But he's hit in 3 straight games in which he's played. You got to be ready when you have that assignment to come in and play occasionally. Fastball up in the zone appears to be tough to get to.
And Trevor's got one of those funky deliveries, really arches that back almost like Tim Lincecum. And you think he'd be able to see the ball a little bit longer with him opening that front shoulder a little bit. But pretty deceptive, late life on that fastball.
Don Sutton had that kind of a delivery.
Rick Sutcliffe.
Yep.
Another guy that kind of reached back there. Almost looked like Altuve didn't make it back to the bag.
Altuve had to wait as Santana, the first baseman, just stood and kind of stared at him. Some first baseman will simply keep the glove on you. 2-2 the count on Krause, hitting .202 on his season. Has 6 home runs. And that curveball over the top with Altuve on the move. He will steal the bag without a throw. So Jose Altuve has number 48 on his season.
It's good to see Altuve running again. We haven't seen too much of that in the last 35-40 games.
I think I just gave Jose one. That's number 47 for Jose.
Picked a good spot. Good time to run on the breaking ball.
Does Bauer get himself in kind of routines where he throws curveballs on given pitches? Counts.
Yeah, he likes it. He's one of those guys that will shake to it.
Pitch is fouled back. And again, Jose Altuve leading the league also in stolen bases as he adds this one here. The stolen base game has really slowed down for Jose and for the ball club. It's generally with major league managers about green lights, not so much the go sign. Altuve with 47. Jacoby Ellsbury is second at 34. So a pretty good spread still there for Jose, as this one is drilled into right field. Coming on and making a great play is Holden Wright. Mark Krause robbed on this rocket to right field, and the Astros unable to get on the board. Little defense being played by the Tribe. We played a half an inning scoreless. Hold in right field for the Indians, making a great play. And now the Indians lineup this afternoon. Leading it off in center field, Michael Bourne. He's followed by shortstop Jose Ramirez and Jason Kipnis, the second baseman. First baseman Carlos Santana falls. Tyler Holt, he's the right fielder, and Zach Walters, the DH. Bottom three, Mike Aviles in left. Lonnie Chisenhall plays at third. And doing the catching once again, Roberto Perez.
Brett Oberholzer on the mound for the Houston Astros. Last time he pitched here was at last year on that rain-shortened game that we talked about that had a couple errors. He gave up 2 unearned runs in that game, but he got credit for the complete game, going 6 innings. Walked 3, struck out 2.
Little bunt on the right side. It gets by the pitcher, but then Obi continues to the bag and nicely fed there by Singleton. That is a fine play between first baseman and pitcher.
That's working in unity right there. That was pretty impressive, like they planned it out. Obi realizing he couldn't get to that ball, and credit Singleton for being assertive enough to go get that ball and give a good feed. That was nice. Can't see it right here, but the way Singleton came off the mound, I have a feeling that Oberholzer kind of felt that and went straight to the bag. That was awesome.
You know, Obi makes the intelligent play. Once that ball's by you as a pitcher, just keep on going to the bag. Now, Altuve was there also, but that made it easy for Singleton.
Sure did.
So 1 out on that nice play defensively. Jose Ramirez, the shortstop, stands in. Ramirez hitting .235. And we mentioned in our open that it hasn't been an easy year for Brett Oberholzer. 4th stint with the club this year.
Sorry, Ash, we're going to jump back. Watch Singleton. Immediately recognizes, goes and gets it. Waits for Obi to get by. That was a great feed. It's good to see. We've seen John Singleton kind of hesitate in some of the plays he's making. It was great to see him go get that ball and just make the feed.
Yeah, if you were trying to draw it up, that's exactly how you would tell the guys to do it. There's the changeup from Obi, and he's got a very good one. Second baseman Jason Kipnis waits on deck. Ramirez just 1 home run on his year. He's only played in 35 games. Lines one into left field. That'll drop in front of Krause. 1 out single brings up Kipnis.
Just saw Mark Krause out there in left field in his home state of Ohio. Alongside him is going to be Jake Marisnick in center field. Robbie Grossman moving from left to right today. Around the infield, Domingo, Margot, Altuve, and Singleton on the right side. Carlos Corporon getting that day game start again for the Houston Astros.
Jose Ramirez has had a strong series. He's had 2 hits in each of the first 2 games, including the game winner last night. And now the single here in the first inning. Kipnis at the plate, bunts it back toward the mound. On it is Obi. That foot slips out, but he still rights himself and makes the play. So 2 outs on bunts here in the first. Into second safely is Ramirez.
3-hole hitter just bunted, which is odd to me.
Yep.
Kipnis has pop, but just wasted an at-bat right here trying to test the athleticism of Brett Oberholzer. Okay, we know one of my pet peeves last night is pitchers not backing up. Another one of my pet peeves, 3-4-hole hitters bunting with guys on base. Can't stand that.
I'm with you. Yeah, I'm not one of those guys who believes those guys should be bunting. I think, and I've been on the ball clubs playing under Frank Robinson and others who, if you bunted, you would have heard from the skip in a serious fashion.
I would have loved to have heard that. That's good stuff.
He'd let you know. You want me to put you in the 9 spot tomorrow?
I appreciate that.
I imagine Francona rather might feel the same way.
We've seen some interesting decisions from some of his players, base running being some of the biggest questions.
They challenged Jake Marisnick last night a couple of times. One time very foolishly.
Yeah, making that 3rd out at 3rd. I believe that was Chisenhall trying to test him. He was out by a good 10-15 feet. And if it wasn't for McHugh being in the wrong spot and not backing up, he might have had another assisted home plate.
Think about that one at third base, and you're right. The one at third base was right in that classic don't make the last out on the base paths, and that was the last out of the inning.
And it was early in the game, but we found out that, you know, sometimes early in the game can cost you.
Now, I find it hard to believe the Indians wouldn't have a scouting report on Marisnick's arm.
I agree.
You can talk about rookies anymore, but there are no secrets in the game these days.
Ain't that the truth?
2-1 pitch. Boy, that off-speed delivery, so valuable for Brett.
He's got such good arm action on that changeup. It's a good look. See how he's holding that. They call it a circle change, but you get those last 3 digits around that baseball and just take so much off the ball. If you've got a good arm action like Obi does, you're going to get swing and miss type stuff like that.
And for the kids trying to learn it, get a grip that you can command and throw it as hard as you can. That's the deception that is provided by a changeup. You don't ever want to slow down and try to slow arm the pitch. You want that arm speed as good or better than the fastball.
Yeah, don't wish it in there. Throw it, and that arm speed is everything. That's how you create that deception.
3-2 pitch. Hit in the air right center field. And pretty deep as Marisnick gets back there. Right at the warning track, he makes the play. That'll do it for the Tribe in the first. They get a 1-out single and strand him at second. We're scoreless.
Astros and Indians. Join us at Minute Maid Park this Wednesday, the 27th, for social media night as the Astros take on the A's. The $50 ticket includes $15 of preloaded value good anywhere in the park, a seat in the Bud patio, an exclusive T-shirt with pre-game guest appearances by Colin McHugh, Jeff Luno, Bill Brown, Steve Sparks, and Orbit. For tickets, visit astros.com/social media or call 1-877-9-ASTROS.
What, you're not going to be there?
No, I missed that series, but I'm going to go talk to Amanda, and I'm going to say, hey, there better be a T-shirt waiting in the booth when I get there for that 2-game set against Anaheim that I'll be working in Houston.
T-shirt?
Yeah, they're handing out T-shirts.
Oh, okay.
You're not listening to my promos, Ash?
Yeah, I listened. I wanted to make sure I knew where you were going there.
You tuned out? Gosh.
Okay.
It's disappointing. I thought you'd be there in the stands. How are you not featured in that social media event?
You know what? I failed to get my invite, but that's okay.
It's because somebody tweeted it at you?
We're in the second inning in Cleveland as John Singleton stands in. John did not get any play time last night.
Young kid earned himself a day off.
He had a big 3-run home run in the 9th inning the night before.
This game's changed.
Did you want to get your days off when you were hot or when you were cold?
Ice cold. But that's the thing. When I was younger, I didn't get days off. I was happy to be playing, obviously, but yeah. I played for managers like Felipe Alou and guys that were, you know, Bruce Bochy and Jimmy Williams, who were like, you're not getting a day off. I'm going to throw you out there and you're going to play until I tell you to stop.
No better feeling. I must admit I didn't have a whole lot of that in my career, but there were times when it did happen and I loved that feeling.
Yeah, it's nice to show up to the ballpark knowing your name's going to be in the lineup.
Now 3-1 on Singleton. Big John, 12 dingers on the year, 40 RBIs. And it's not like he's been red hot over the past week, but 4 for 17 at .235 mark with a couple of home runs. That would be certainly warm for John Singleton. He draws a leadoff walk here in the second inning. It brings up 6-hitter Marwin Gonzalez.
See Bauer not too happy with himself walking the leadoff man in the second inning. And you watch his delivery, and it's kind of it's a pretty aggressive motion towards home plate, but he's perfected it. This guy he's got more knowledge about the pitching motion than anybody I've ever met on the pitching side.
And it's really sound type of knowledge.
Yes, and it is geared for the long haul too. He's not doing it to create velocity. He's not doing it to create better pitches, which kind of goes with the whole program and does enhance some of his pitches, but he wants to pitch a long time injury-free.
Well, a third pick overall in the draft of 2011. Garrett Cole was #1 that year.
Another teammate.
Yeah, a couple of guys out of UCLA.
It's been a tough season for Pac-12 hitters.
No kidding. Yeah, that would have been rough. UCLA's got a pretty good chance of having a good team this next year. I don't know if it's going to work out that way.
Yeah, I've heard rumors about that first pick for the Astros that didn't sign might go to junior college.
Which would free him up to go back to the draft again.
Yep.
Yeah, the #2 pick in that draft 2011 was a guy by the name of Danny Hultzen, who is still toiling in the minor leagues. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you don't. Anthony Rendon out of Rice was #6 overall. How about Javier Baez of the Chicago Cubs? He was the 9th player picked, and he has made a sudden huge impact in the major leagues with the Cubbies.
Hasn't he, though? George Springer, the 11th pick in that draft by the Houston Astros.
And you can see you don't have to be one of the top 2 or 3 teams. You can find some gems in a given draft.
Sonny Gray, the 18th pick for the Athletics.
Yep. Baez already 6 home runs in 18 games in the big leagues with the Cubs. They say
and he doesn't get cheated.
No, he's got the George Springer type swing. 2-1 the count. Pitch in the dirt. So 3-1 as Bauer starting to lose command here in the second. Jose Fernandez of the Marlins was the 14th pick in that draft. And for the moment, if you could pick one guy out of that draft, I wonder who it would be.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to go back and try and have a redraft.
Would it be George Springer? Would it be Jose Fernandez?
Shoot, from what I saw in Sonny Gray last year and a little bit of this year, he's got to be in the talk too. I mean, for me, Jose Fernandez has been lights out. I might want him to start my ball club.
Yeah, and then it comes down to philosophy. Do you want pitching or do you want that everyday player?
Yeah, philosophy, needs.
Yeah. George Springer would be really hard for me to turn away from. His talent is so unique. But when you start talking Jose Fernandez and that type of pitcher, and like you say, Sonny Gray, and the guy's already set himself apart. Yeah, it's fun to look back through first rounds of different drafts.
Yeah, it's fun to look at.
3-2 the count. And the pitch raked foul down the right field side. We have been informed that one Jeff Blogwell is here at the ballpark, but yeah, has not seen fit to show himself to us.
I'm not sure he has the proper credentials to get anywhere near us, man.
No, that may be true. A lot of the crowd clapping as if they're clapping for Marwin Gonzalez. I have a feeling it goes the other way. Marwin fouls it on the left side.
Guess the drummer gets day games off, huh?
Hey, that. You know, he said what was it? He had only gotten like 30 some odd days. It came to about one a year that he had gotten off over the years since 1973. But we do not have the drummer working it here at the stadium.
And there is nobody in the bullpen apparently to pick up for him.
Yeah, you could have helped him out.
I could have, man.
Get some rhythm. Runner goes. Pitch fouled back. So John Singleton on the move on this 3-2.
I don't know if I'm in good enough shape to go pounding on a drum for 9 innings.
It probably would wear you down.
Man.
Julia could do it.
Yeah.
She's in shape. She's ready for that.
She hasn't done anything this whole road trip.
What? I haven't done anything.
Julia, you think you could handle the assignment to do the drum all game long?
Guys, today is the anniversary. This is 41 years, so I'm going to guess he's doing something. Maybe making an appearance around the ballpark.
Pitch is popped up. This is back of that third base dugout.
How is it not John Adams' drummer boy day here at the ballpark?
It might be. I'm going to check his Twitter.
Oh. Does the drum have a Twitter account? Okay. That's the question.
Why wouldn't it? It should.
And you told us that was the same drum from day one, right?
From day one. He bought it for $25.
There you go.
1973.
Numero uno right there.
He's got to be making an appearance somewhere. Today's a big day.
3,000. Oh, my goodness. How many beats per game, Julia?
That would require math, wouldn't it?
Yeah, neither of us are good at that.
Now, I hope you were including Julia in that neither of us comment of yours.
No, it was you and I.
Oh, okay.
She'd have us beat.
You just lumped me right in there.
Get it? Through the beat in there again?
I gotcha. Runner goes. The pitch. Strike 3 called. Throw down, and they've got him. They'll get the double play. Strike him out. Throw him out. And a perfect throw right at the bag by Perez.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's actually a decent situation to throw John Singleton towards second base. Just Marwin Gonzalez has been swinging the bat extremely well of late. Pretty good contact guy. Just got beat by a better pitch and a great throw from Perez behind home plate. Yeah, but right on the money.
Yeah, I think that's an ideal time. If you're going to have John run, and he does have a little bit of deceptive speed, kind of an ideal spot. So 2 down as it brings up Carlos Corcoran. It's hard for me to say. Corcoran is what you normally would say, but in asking Carlos his name last year, just to inform some who get a little heated about pronunciations of names, Carlos said Corcoran. So we'll kind of go somewhere in there. One ball and 1 strike. Scoreless game here in the 2nd inning.
I never had issues with pronunciation of my name.
No, I imagine not a bit. Back in the seats on the third base side. 1 and 2 now on Carlos. No, I know it's all just been ideal for you in that regard.
Never got a G off in my life. People totally understand how to pronounce my name.
Aside from this morning when your omelet was brought to you.
Exactly.
Shot through the right side, base hit, Carlos Corcoran. 2nd hit of the day for the Astros. It comes with 2 outs and brings up Matt Dominguez.
Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in this afternoon's game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
Was that your FM voice there on the Miller Lite?
Yeah, that was on the dial. That's my dial voice. My analog voice. What is that?
I just call it the FM voice. The old FM DJs back in the day.
Did you just F me?
No.
Okay.
No. Would not do that.
I'm not familiar with all that techno babble from the radio side now.
See, kids don't listen to AM or FM anymore. Well, I shouldn't say that totally, but
no, there's other mediums they can catch those radio broadcasts on, though. Catch you some Steve Sparks and Robert Ford.
You got to do it, right?
Yeah.
Matt Dominguez hitting .226, has 14 home runs on the year. Love to see Matt get hot and finish strong, at least in that power department. Get back to 20 home runs.
Yeah, that would be good to see him get hot. Make a good late push here in the season.
Big swing as he swings through it. 1 and 2 the count.
Have you gotten in touch with anybody at Baseball Reference yet?
The folks are asleep. They are dialing in yesterday's info.
Yeah. I've actually got Friday stuff on here. I don't know what's happening.
You've gone back that far.
Yeah,
huh?
I'm starting to go back in time.
1-2 pitch got him swinging. That's 3 strikeouts now for Bauer as he gets through the 2nd inning. There was a hit and the Astros leave a man.
And it's time for you to tweet your photos using hashtag CSNHFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast. That's brought to you by AT&T. Brett Oberholzer back to work here in the second. And guys talked about this being a tough year as far as going up and down from AAA to the big leagues. But as far as on the mound, he's been solid. Arm feels really good right now, continues to give them quality starts. I spoke with pitching coach Brent Strom about anything he's working on. What would he like to see from him from now to the end of the season? The only thing Stromy said was throwing that changeup to lefties more often. Just about, I think, 3 in the lineup today. Yes, that's 3. And so look for that today, guys.
You know, and I completely agree with that. Catching a lot of pitchers who had good changeups. Many were fearful to throw the changeup to a hitter who hit from the same side that they threw from for whatever reason. But those that did, the success rate was just about dead equal. And I think that would be a huge help for Brett.
It's good enough, too.
He works both sides of the plate so well. Yep. Tyler Holt hitting a cool .438 at the plate. He's played in only 10 games prior to today. He's made a great play defensively. And now knocking it down to Obi and throwing late. It gets by Singleton and goes into the photographer's well. So it's going to be likely an infield single and then an E1. This is one of those, under certain circumstances, could be 2 errors on a pitcher, but very tough play. It is a single and an E1.
That's too bad.
You hustle your way into an error when a play like that happens. It brings up Zach Walters, switch hitter with lots of power. There's Obi trying to work the inside edge. Two hits for each side. Yeah, some rather astounding numbers for Walters. Just that .200 batting average, but 5 home runs among his 8 hits. Pop up on the right side. Altuve calling. He'll make the catch. Out number 1 here in the second. And that's a costly out from the Indians' perspective.
Yeah, you'd like to see him move that runner to third base if you are going to make an out or drive him in.
Brings up Mike Avila's getting a start in left field today. For Obi, this is his 19th start on the season in the major leagues. So you wonder, is he one of those guys that might be having his work curtailed a bit in September? He also made 5 starts at AAA this year. Avila's with a .248 batting average, 5 dingers. Has driven in 31. Involved in a big strikeout last night late in the ball game against Tony Sipp. Tony came on and got 1 out. It was Mike Aviles as a pinch hitter. Ground ball hit right to Matt Dominguez, who fires to second and not in time. Altuve laid down a tag and then opted not to throw onto first base. There might have been a shot to get the out in that direction. And Matt Dominguez trying to be aggressive and get a lead out of Tyler Holt. It did not pan out.
Seeing some interesting choices. And that was a pretty quick reaction from Matt Dominguez. I wonder if he was thinking about that or something out of the corner of his eye caught him, but it's tough to pass up on a sure out.
Especially a sure second out. So now just 1 out, runners at first and second. Lonnie Chisenhall at the plate. Left-hand hitting third sacker. So an unfortunate inning to this point for Brett Oberholzer. finds the outside corner. Chisenhall, the numbers look good. He's hitting .288 with 11 home runs, 46 RBIs. But his months of July and August have not been good. And August has been downright frigid for Chisenhall. So they don't have the drummer boy here today, or at least yet, but they've got the bugler. That used to be a steady thing at the ballpark.
Charge.
Is that a canned version of that?
I believe.
I remember going to Dodger games as a kid, and there would be 3 or 4 of the bugle people with the trumpets out in the seats. And down on strikes, Chisenhall. So there's your second out. First strikeout for Obi. He'll face the 9-hitter, the catcher Roberto Perez.
The catcher, number 55, Roberto Perez.
I remember all of the, not the bugles, but those big plastic horns at the Big O in Montreal. Just big.
Yeah, that one.
Oh,
well, so in your kid days going out to Dodger Stadium or Angel Stadium, you didn't have the charge thing with the trumpeters.
I remember the organ being the one that revved up the crowd when I was young. That's how old I am.
Well, you don't go back quite as far as my stories there, obviously. Nowhere close.
That is very true.
Thanks. Thanks for backing me on my assessment.
I just wanted, I got to back you up every once in a while.
That's good. That's good. It seems to only happen at certain times. I'm going to try to figure this out at some point.
These are layups for me.
I hear you. But see, I'm good with the bounce pass at the rim. Perez hitting .244 on the year, takes outside. See, we did bounce passes because nobody could get above the rim for the lob. So
shot your free throws underhand.
Back in the Rick Barry days.
Did they have glass backboards?
Man.
Oh.
Conversation I never should have gotten into.
So,
do you remember Rick Barry?
How did you get up there and nail the peach basket up there to get it?
You just ignored me. Are you aware that you just ignored me?
Sorry.
Like I'm going to ignore that question?
Chuck Berry?
Not Chuck Berry. Chuck had the guitar in his hand. Rick Barry had the...
played the guitar, right?
Not exactly. But he was a pretty darn good basketball player who shot.
No, he shot underhand. Yeah.
I know you know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you don't want to give it up, but eventually you come around. 1-2 the count now on Perez.
Obi one strike away from getting out of this mess.
Yeah, a mess that he helped start. In fact, had he been able to make that play on the one hopper back to the mound by Tyler Holt, then it would likely have been a 1-2-3 inning. Little smaller crowd on hand today. We had just under 21,000 last night on a huge sports night in downtown Cleveland. And now 2-2 the count. Cleveland Browns took it on the chin. And what was it, the Cleveland Gladiators?
Yeah, they took a beating from the Arizona Rattlers.
Arena football. Rattlers, I think, proved to be the best. Two-two pitch is low. A little bluff down at second base. Tyler Holt took a couple of steps like he was heading to third. Perez, back in game 1 of the series, had a big throwing error that was part of the Astros 4-run 9th inning to win game 1. And he's been very quiet with the bat, 0 for 5 over the first 2 games. 3 strikeouts mixed in. Runners go, and the pitch, and make it another strikeout now for Perez. Big strikeout on that changeup from Brett Oberholzer. We played 2 scoreless innings. There's Chuck Berry. Nice Hall of Famer. The Astros dugout moments ago was empty. Apparently the guys were down in the tunnel having a little discussion with the skip. That's what it looked like.
You don't see that too often. That is literally about 20 seconds ago.
I don't think I've seen that before.
There might be a little chewing of rear ends going on after that last inning of defense, and maybe some of the anemic hitting going on in the last 3 games.
Yeah, 3 hits in each of the last 2 ball games.
And some rough defense last night.
Yeah, and yet you're talking about a club that's 5-4 on a road trip through Boston, New York, and Cleveland. Rather impressive. But sometimes you're fortunate with wins, and I don't know that I would apply that here, but you don't want to provide some easy losses or wins to the other ball club. 9-hitter Jake Marisnick leads it off. He'll be followed by Robbie Grossman and Jose Altuve.
And for all we know, it could be the other way around too. Maybe go down there and encourage them. They have a chance, like you said, to finish off this road trip in good fashion with a win. They have been playing good baseball in the 2 previous cities.
This guy's been playing very good baseball. Jake Marisnick chops that curveball to first. Taken by the first baseman Santana, out number 1. I'll bring up the leadoff man, Robbie Grossman. Third baseman Chisenhall comes to the mound to talk with Trevor Bauer. Trevor Bauer has some unique stuff that he does to get loose, and all of his preparation doesn't exactly fit in with the rest of the guys. Robbie Grossman fouls off that first fastball. Robbie struck out in the first.
Talked about the warm-up routine that Trevor Bauer has, but this is before each inning. Gets himself a nice crow hop wind-up. Fires it in there to the catcher at about 112 miles an hour.
Well, he doesn't even want the catcher by home plate, although in this case the catcher was the reserve guy while the actual catcher was putting on his shin guards and stuff, but he wants him to stand up. He wants him back of the dirt circle
in a good athletic position, because who knows where it's going.
Be ready.
But I remember he did that in a spring training game when we were with Arizona, and Henry Blanco, longtime catcher in the big leagues, got handcuffed on it.
Hank White?
Hank White. Hank White was not happy. Hank White got caliente after that one. And he let him know right there on the field. It was pretty entertaining.
2-2 the count, and Bauer says, "That's my bat." Just the third inning. 2 hits for each club, and now 3-2 the count. Bauer has walked 1 man. That was John Singleton leading off the second inning. Jake Marisnick, 1 hit in each of the first 2 games here in the series. Obviously Jake has already moved on after the ground out to first base, and now Robbie Grossman at the plate. But Robbie just 1 hit here in the series. Fastball hammered to center field. That's going to send Bourne back to the track. This over him and off the wall. Into second base, Robbie Grossman with a 2-bagger. This ball was raked to center field. Number 9 on the season for Robbie.
Got around on that fastball. A couple of little elevated, fouled him off towards that third base side, but this one gets on top of and hammered. It's a pretty good pop being shown from Robbie Grossman.
He's got 9 doubles, a triple, and 6 home runs now. He can be a very passive hitter at times. Then when he starts swinging the bat, he can surprise you. He's got some genuine pop in the bat. With one out, it brings up Jose Altuve. Altuve had an infield single in the first inning. Jose takes a strike. With that base hit, Altuve bumps the average from 333 to 335 now. Still leading all of the major leagues. Despite recent struggles. Curveball hit on the ground back up the middle. Shortstop Ramirez is there. He'll get the out at first base. While moving into third is Grossman. 2 down for Dexter Fowler.
10,000 fans will receive a Nolan and Reed Ryan dual bobblehead courtesy of Houston Methodist on August 30th when the Astros take on their in-state rival, the Rangers. Visit Astros.com for more details and come early to get your Reed and Nolan Ryan bobblehead.
Reed gets top billing.
When I read it.
Take that, Nolan.
I don't know if I want to get that talking to from Nolan.
Little looper down the left field side. That'll be back to the seats. By the way, Nolan, Jeff Blum will be in town the 1st and 2nd
I could have timed
of September. Coming up on this upcoming homestand. A lot of baseball coming up for the folks. 3 with the Oakland A's, 4 with the Texas Rangers, and then 2 with the Angels. That before another lengthy road trip, 9 games off to the West Coast, 3 in Oakland, 3 in Seattle, 3 in Anaheim. That comes close to closing out your year.
Yeah, only 2 more trips after this. Road trip to end the season.
And you're only doing part of that one, right?
No, I'm doing it all.
Oh, are you? You're going to be in Arlington as well.
I'm going to meet you guys in Texas or cruise up to New York.
We're going to do the 3-man thing.
I do not know.
I think Brownie's on that one.
There you go.
I think I'll run around the ballpark with Julia sampling food items. And 0-2 pitch. They appeal down to third. Oh, apparently just the 2 of us. I thought Brownie was on that one.
Nope.
The 1-2 the count on Dexter. It's a good over-the-top yacker.
He'll probably be out hunting or golfing.
Well, hopefully we'll get some evidence of that.
He's been pretty good about it until up to this point. Expect nothing less.
Brownie's been off having a good time here over some of the past week and a half.
I expect some good stories when we get back together.
Hot shot to first, handled by Santana. He goes to the bag, and that'll do it for Houston. They leave a man at third as we stay scoreless.
AT&T Rewind. We look back at Brad Peacock, who pitched so well in that first game against the Indians, about as good as he's felt all season, except he had to leave the game with right forearm discomfort. He played catch today, and they will reevaluate him tomorrow and see how he feels from there. They're hoping he doesn't miss a start, but with that start and what was making him so successful that night, there were some changes that were made in his last bullpen. Craig Bjornson in the bullpen, also Javier Bracamonte, noticed that he could have been tipping his pitches, guys, and Brent Strom and these two guys worked together on how they could help him out. So basically he's throwing the curveball and the four seam with the same grip, and that helped him out not to tip his pitches. We'll have to look more into it and talk more with Peacock before that next start, but I found that very interesting, a very, very good team group effort right there.
Yeah, it's good, Julia, and that's a really good point to bring up. I think it's something we could have Jeff Blum talk about a little bit. You hear that phrase a lot, tipping pitches. And Plummer, maybe you can, as we start the bottom of the third inning with Michael Bourne, talk about that a bit, about how a pitcher might tip pitches to the opposing team.
There are a number of things that can be happening while that pitcher comes set. He'll look in and get his sign, realize what pitch he's going to throw, and when he comes in out of the windup, when he puts his hand in his glove and starts his windup, we used to say you could tell a changeup if a guy fanned. That means his glove opened up and went a little bit wider sometimes when he went into that motion, and that would tip maybe an off-speed pitch sometimes.
Little half swing, ground ball for a base hit. So Michael Bourne tried to bunt his way aboard back in the first inning, was thrown out on a nice play between John Singleton and Obi. But now just the little check swing as he hits the roller for the knock.
There also might be ways a guy goes into his glove. Maybe the wrist is straight on a fastball and he kind of curves around and gets around that breaking ball or off speed sometimes. Or the guy will just flat go in there and start digging and moving the ball around when he tries to get to his off speed stuff. And then there'll be no movement on a fastball. So, I mean, there's certain movements. And I think with Brad Peacock, and there's some guys that have done this, you can watch Brett Oberholzer now, right? Watch where his glove stops, right in the middle of his chest. There would be guys who might be a little bit higher, might be a little bit closer to the belt on certain pitches. So that's something to watch out for. Guys can slow down their arm on off-speed pitches sometimes. Even the way they bring that ball up. Chad Qualls was a guy when he first came up who would bring the glove close to his face, almost touch it, and you could say it was a fastball. If he was away from his face, it was a slider. So, I mean, there's just little things hitters are picking up on.
Pitch is hit in the air and deep to left field. Krause going back to the wall, leaps. It's off the wall. Extra bases into third, and holding there, Michael Bourne on a double by Jose Ramirez. His second hit of the ball game and third straight game with 2 hits against Houston. And the Indians now with runners at second and third, nobody out. Jason Kipnis coming to the plate.
This Ramirez kid doesn't have a lot of hits to show for it, but doing a good job of it. Hitting the ball hard this series. Krause went back. He's a big kid, so he thought he might have had a chance to rob that one off the wall. But credit Marisnik for coming around and playing that ball on one hop off the mini monster out here in Cleveland.
Yeah, and thanks for the talk there on tipping pitches, because we hear that so many times, and I wonder how many fans really have an idea exactly what's being talked about.
I've played with guys who have recognized facial expressions to give away pitches. Maybe the tongue is sticking out on one and not on the other. So guys that sit on the bench have a lot of time to break down what these pitchers are doing and scope out any advantage they can get.
You know, your commentary brought back our drummer boy.
Thank you, John Adams, for being here. I think Julia was a little concerned about John and why he wasn't here.
Infield drawn in on the corners, but playing back at short and second. There's John. Kobe from the stretch. Breaking ball lined right at Matt Dominguez. There you go for a first out.
Ooh.
So Michael Bourne hits a little dribbler on a check swing. He gets a base hit. Jason Kipnis hits a rocket and heads back to the bench.
You get a good look at it. So you want to play the hot corner. It's not just right-handers that are going to try and pick on you.
Still just one out as the cleanup man Carlos Santana comes to the plate. Infielders will play it the same way. Altuve swings toward the bag, behind it at second. Yeah, it felt really empty here in the ballpark. Progressive field without the drum, and now it kind of feels like the real place.
Good pitch by Obi. Carlos Santana hit a deep fly ball last time up. Probably trying to do the same thing here.
Obi does such a nice job working inside corners.
And he pitches off that right-hand side of the third base side of the rubber here too. Talked about Kevin Chapman doing that. But I think Obi does it with a little more purpose because he's facing both right-handed hitters and left-handed hitters.
Good point, yeah.
Really makes getting to that inside corner a little bit easier for a lefty.
And I'll bet that exactly is the reason for it, trying to make sure he gets all the way to the inside corner on right-hand hitters. The 1-1. Hit in the air, center field, and not deep, but maybe deep enough. Marisnick under to make the catch. Has a good arm, fires to the plate with the runner coming, and not in time. Moving into third safely is Ramirez. Bourne scoring on this fly ball, but Jake Marisnick really showing what kind of arm he has.
I might up the scouting report on Jake Marisnick after this throw. That's a plus arm.
Yep, it is.
Did a great job of getting behind it, putting himself in a great position to catch this ball and throw home. So another fundamentally sound play from Jake Marisnick. See him getting behind it, timing it. Two hands. How about that? I don't see that too often, but a great throw. Even better pick by Carlos Corcoran on a tough throw.
Another thing that Marisnick does, watch the height of the throw. He's not thinking only home plate. Well, a little bit high for a cutoff man, and that is a good play by Courtney back there. But what we've seen, generally speaking, from Jake is that good low throw through a cutoff man.
I think John Singleton, he would have had to have jumped.
Yeah.
But I think he still could have
still had a shot.
But that play was a lot closer. Remember who was running on that play? That was Michael Bourne. He's a burner.
So a man on third, 2 outs, a run in. And Obi does a really good job if he can get out with a 1-run inning. Tyler Holt at the plate had a base hit, his only at bat in the second inning. Obi working that inside edge again.
Good base running by Ramirez too, getting to third base.
Pitch in the dirt. Corcoran with a shot here, and the tag applied. Wow.
Then you run yourself into an out to end the inning.
Jose Ramirez trying to score from third base on a pitch that was no more than 5-6 feet from Corcoran. So that'll do it. 2 unassisted on this play, and a nice alert play by Carlos. Well, that's a little unique.
Dealers are providing 500 tickets to active duty U.S. military and veterans for Military Night on Saturday, August 30th. Valid military ID required. First come, first serve. So get your tickets today. My voice is low because I'm on the broadcast booth here at Progressive Field, and the Indians do a great job of celebrating some of the great broadcasters in baseball over the years. If you walk down this hallway, Vin Scully, Jack Buck, Tim McCarver, Gene Nelson, so many names. And then recently added is the legendary Alan Ashby, and what a great photo of Ash.
That is priceless.
Thanks, Julia, for
How'd
the tribute.
You do it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's such an honor for them to put you on the Wall of Fame up here.
That was nice, and I'm honored.
You were ready for that photo, I could see.
And really special to have Julia cover things like that. That was, and the solemn attitude with the whole thing too. Appreciate it.
Oh man, that
Thanks,
was good.
Julia.
That was real good. They went all out on the plaque too.
Waiting for Jim Nantz to step in with some Masters coverage. We go to the fourth inning, 1-0 Indians. You know that Steve Sparks fella?
He had a couple of those around the press box area up here, didn't he?
I think Sparky just might be behind that. Yeah,
a couple of good catchers lined up there at that Wall of Fame.
Yeah, I'll tell Yuke you said so. That's nice.
He'll appreciate that, won't he?
Very nice. Bob
there
Uecker.
He is, the culprit.
That's the man who gets it done around here.
I'm surprised he has enough time to do things like that with as much studying as he does.
Do things like what? What he's doing right now, actually working? Is that what you're talking about?
Yep.
Okay. I'll go with that one. Mark Krause, John Singleton, Marwin Gonzalez here in the fourth inning. High curveball called a strike. Caught looking is Mark Krause. Fourth strikeout for Bauer.
Kind of seen that elevated strike zone all throughout this series from these umpires, but that one might be a little excessive for me. See where it crosses. Right around the letters. I mean, technically, rule book wise, that's a strike.
Yeah, that's
pretty high.
So if you were trying to speed up the game beginning maybe next year, would you try to get the umpires to utilize the rule book strike zone as part of that endeavor?
Well, they've talked about doing it before, but I think in spring training, it's an asserted effort to expand it height wise and stay with the rule book call. I know you can't go too far wide because, with all the analytics and strike zone boxes that are floating around, you really got to stay on those edges or else they're going to get exposed for expanding that zone. But as soon as the bell rings and it's a championship season, it seems to go right back to, right around the numbers of the belt high.
That's exactly right. You can talk about certain things. You're not going to allow certain pickoff moves. We're going to call the balk more this year. The strike is going to be a little higher. We're going to do this and that. And like you say, as soon as opening day comes, it winds up being the same old thing.
Well, and it's I would imagine, I don't know if it is, but I would imagine.
Singleton goes through. That'll be a strikeout. 5 now, back to back here in this fourth inning. 100
strikeouts for John Singleton on his season right now.
Yes.
Yeah, I hate to bring it up, but it just caught me off guard first game in here to realize how close he was. But I'm getting back to the strike zone. I think it would be tough for some umpires to expand upward.
Why?
Just because they're so consistent and so in their zone that expanding for them, it'd take a little bit of effort to try and look up to call a strike. Because I know scouting reports, guys talk about it in the dugout. Oh, Lance Barksdale is the home plate umpire. Well, we'll call that high one. Or you get Gary Cedarstrom is behind the plate today. Watch that outside edge. He likes to expand out there.
Okay, so umpires like players have tendencies.
Yes, absolutely.
But are those tendencies malleable at all?
You'd have to ask them, but I'm just assuming. I mean, that there's a reason they're calling that strike zone. That's what they want to call, and that's what they're used to calling.
Marwin swings through it. 1-2 the count. Marwin struck out looking, part of a strike him out, throw him out double play back in the second inning. John Singleton was aboard and running, and a perfect throw from Perez got him at the bag.
If you're over 6 feet tall, I don't think you'd appreciate having the armpit to knee strike call.
Armpit, yeah, that's probably extreme. But bottom of the letters, that becomes more doable for me. Here's the only thing I would say, as Marwin stays alive. As a hitter, you tell me that you're going to call it to bottom of the letters, bottom of the knees, and I can adjust. You tell me you're going to expand the outside corner as it was back in the early 90s, and I can't make that adjustment. There's just no way to cover that thing.
Well, you got to step on the plate to try and get the outside corners that guys like Maddox were working with. You saw even bigger zones on the outside corner when you were playing. But yeah, I mean, you could, like you said, you can adjust to the pitch up, but adjusting that pitch away is tough. Pretty interesting splinter job. That's what happens when that bat's cupped, by the way.
Yes. So in that sense, as a hitter, I think guys can alter their game. So therefore, is it possible for an umpire to alter his game as well?
So you feel it would be easier to adjust for hitters to up in the zone as opposed to expanding?
I do. I'm speaking for me.
Yeah.
That would have been very doable, I think.
Well, you can't come out and say, I'm going to give pitchers 3 inches off the outside corner.
No, but we know that's part of the game.
Ouch.
That pitch down and in gets a piece of the foot of Marwin Gonzalez, and he'll walk it off as he heads on down to first base.
Trevor Bauer went from what he thought was going to be a strikeout to a hit by pitch. Wow, that got him in the quad.
That was quad.
Yeah, that was high up. That replay showed it off the top of the knee.
Really tough for me to see right now.
I'm going to go get that magnifying glass again.
Yeah, thanks. The George Mikan magnifying glass, I think, would be nice. And I saw that little thread running. Very, very, very nice of you guys.
A couple of pickup games against him.
Bill Sharman was my fave.
The toilet paper guy?
Not that guy. Not the Sharman toilet paper guy.
This is out of my scope of knowledge.
I know it is, yeah. Red Auerbach is going to light up the cigar here real soon.
I got that one.
Okay.
He's got a couple championships under his belt.
You got the Wizard of Westwood and all that.
Yeah.
Well, then Bill Sharman ought to be right in your hot zone.
Did you give him a big squeeze when you see him?
Actually, while still living in Southern California, I ran into him at didn't say hi like, hey, old bud, how you doing kind of thing, like I hear some people saying about their astronaut buddies and stuff. But did see the guy, yeah, at a local Mexican dive. 3-0 the count.
He didn't have a PR person that said don't squeeze the Sharman.
You know, back then entourages didn't exist. Toilet paper or otherwise. Carlos had himself a base hit in the second inning. Yeah, it's day 11 of this road trip, in case you hadn't maybe taken a guess in that direction. Strike is called on Carlos.
I'm as sharp as a tack. I don't know what you're trying to blame my lunacy on.
Yeah. So you're saying it's just routine?
Yeah, it's part of my gig.
Or as an old teammate of mine used to say, routine.
It's a weird word. Is that like poutine?
Not at all. No cheese on it at all. Carlos draws the walk. Hit batter and a walk with 2 outs here in the 4th inning, and it brings up Matt Dominguez. Chance to get back in this game. Indians on top 1-0.
Well, 2 Ks to start off this inning, and then a pitch that wasn't called strike 3 on Marwin Gonzalez leads to a hit by pitch. He gets on base. Now Bauer loses Corporon, puts him on base. Now you got a runner in scoring position for Matt Dominguez. You like to see a big 2-out knock.
Matty D struck out in the second. Has a good swing as he fouls it back. That batting average down to 226 for Matt. 51 ribbies. Still gets his good hacks.
Yeah, but that 226 is a little concerning for me. I think he's a 250 guy. Raking some home runs, but hits have been hard to come by for Matty D.
Matt hit 241 last year with 21 homers, 77 runs driven in. It looked like kind of a springboard year, but it just hasn't played out that way. Again, you look at 21 bombs, 77 ribbies for Matt last year, and you think, okay, well, maybe we're talking about 25 and 85 for the future. And as a third baseman, that's not a bad guy to have around.
With his defense, that's a good third baseman.
1-1 is fouled back. Matt's a big, strong guy. The one negative physically, you would say, is he doesn't run well.
Yeah, but you don't expect him to. That's not going to be that's not going to be a part of his role.
No, and I'm good with that. Even with the lack of foot speed, he plays a real good third base.
Yeah, he does. He's got quick feet, not fast feet.
1-2 the count. Strike 3 called. 3 strikeouts in the inning as the Astros leave a pair. We played 3.5. Oh yeah,
congratulations!
The Wall of Fame.
On the honor,
it is 1-0 Indians. I'm not happy about that note.
Blues, see what you can do. Saw the defense last inning from Jake Marisnick doing a good job, and why not talk about that outfield situation that Bo Porter's going to have himself in when everybody's healthy and out there running around. Seen some great plays from Dexter Fowler out there in center field. George Springer, of course, putting up highlight reel type plays, and now this guy's been added to the mix. Marisnick doing a great job, man. Throwing ball into home plate, almost getting that runner today. Robbie Grossman doing a great job out of that leadoff spot. Some situations arising in that outfield. And don't forget Alex Presley getting healthy and getting back into the mix a little bit too. But I am thoroughly impressed with that new addition in Jake Marisnick.
Hey, you know, I don't think we've seen a lot in the way of big-time throws from George Springer yet, but I've seen enough to know that he's got a really good throwing arm. So, yeah, it could get very intriguing. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Oberholzer brings it to Tyler Holt. Tyler was at the plate when Obi threw one in the dirt, kicked up the third base line off the body of Corporon, and at that point Jose Ramirez, who was the runner at third base, he came to the plate and was rather easily tagged out by Carlos. An unusual play for the Indians. Ball and a strike. Holt hitting .471 in 10 games. So, if you could line up any outfield for the Astros on their roster, how would you distribute those guys in the outfield?
George Springer and right's the easy one for me. Just because he's got the prototypical power numbers, athleticism and arm to play right field, so he fits the mold and completes the mold. You know, Dexter Fowler may be the guy in center field because that's the reason they traded for him. They want to put him in center field. But now with Marisnick here, you know, he might spend a year in left field with Dexter Fowler in center. But I would love to see Jake Marisnick eventually move to center field for me personally. I just like the way he goes side to side, charges well, makes good strong throws. But then does Jake Marisnick being a right-handed hitter turn into a platoon situation with a Robbie Grossman or an Alex Presley out there in left field?
Yeah, that's going to be a big part of the equation. And therefore, for me, as the pitch is fouled back by Holt, I'm at a complete toss-up when it comes to who's your center fielder between Springer and Marisnick. And if Springer's the guy that plays every day, I don't know, maybe I'd be inclined to put him there. I feel like the two guys, Marisnick and Springer, can probably go a little bit more than anybody else right now.
Yeah.
And therefore I'd lean in that direction. Strikeout of Holt, out number 1 here in the 4th inning. That's 3 picked up by Obi here in the afternoon. But you know, that's a delicate situation because you do have the person, Dexter Fowler, who came over as a center fielder who wants to play center field. And so you're always dealing with human beings as well. So
he's done a good job.
It's a real challenge.
It has nothing to do against how he's played. I think he's done a great job out there.
No, you're just asking who's the best of 3 guys, I guess, and who fits best. But if Marisnick winds up playing every day, you could easily play him there. If he is a platoon guy, then
and his bat's got to stay at what it's doing right now. If this is a full season, might change things a little bit. But right now, the way he's swinging the bat and playing the outfield, I like the way he's doing it.
Yep. Ground ball hit back up the middle. Marwin to his left. And then there's Marwin Gonzalez. As you have 2 outs here in the 4th inning. Marwin's played so well at shortstop, swung the bat effectively for the club from both sides of the plate. Is he your everyday shortstop if he continues to play this way the rest of the season?
That's a tough question too, because we all know that it's a holding pattern at shortstop right now until Correa is healthy, seasoned enough to get to the big leagues, because he is the shortstop of the future. But the way Marwin's been playing, I think he's a huge asset on this team and has earned the right to go. If he finishes as strong, there's still 32 games left.
Correct.
If he finishes out like he does, he should go into spring training expecting to be that opening day shortstop.
The job was VR's this year.
Yeah.
And he played well in the spring and early on in the season. But it started to downturn, and Marwin's taking it and run with it. Here's a shot off the bat of Mike Aviles down that left field corner. He'll cruise into second base. A 2-out double for Aviles. It'll bring up Lonnie Chisenhall. Yeah, and I guess with Carlos Correa, the question is, how soon might we see him in the big leagues? And when we see him, is he a shortstop? And I've heard a lot of people talk about him as a third baseman as we watch this double by Aviles. Just a rocket down the line. But yeah, I've heard great things by the coaching staff about him as a shortstop. Some people say, well, he's going to be a third baseman. I think he's going to wind up being a shortstop, at least to begin with.
Yeah, I agree. The only thing that's going to move him to third base is weight or quickness. If he loses a step as a shortstop or gets, quote unquote, in scouts' eyes, too big to play shortstop, then they might move him over to third. But I say leave him at shortstop. What we saw in spring training was pretty good defensively, and the bat was great. Still had the quickness, I thought, to be able to play shortstop at the big league level, and leave him there. He's comfortable.
That's another thing to consider. If you change a guy's position, does it impact negatively his offensive side of the game? Whether because he has to start learning new things or simply because he's unhappy.
You hope it doesn't, but there's a certain amount of pride that goes into saying you're a big league shortstop. I came up as a shortstop, and now I'm here in the big leagues as a shortstop.
Here's a base hit to right field. That's going to play to run. Lonnie Chisenhall, an RBI single, makes it 2-0 Cleveland. Back-to-back hits with 2 outs in the 4th inning. That'll bring up the 9-hitter Roberto Perez.
2-out lightning here from the Cleveland Indians. Double by Aviles. Not a bad pitch at all by Oberholzer. Just a better job of Chisenhall going down and getting it.
Perez, a strikeout victim in the 2nd. And you know Matt Dominguez figures in those question marks right now. And who's your third baseman starting next year? And all these things yet to be worked out. But as a fan, you sit back and you try to put it together.
It's part of the fun of being a fan.
It is.
Get to be that armchair GM.
Yep. Look, it's not easy. And it's not a science.
It's becoming a science.
Or is it? Pitch is up and away. 2-1 the count. Yeah, having been around the game for a long time, I'll reserve my judgment there.
Well, you said something earlier in talking about Dexter Fowler. You're still dealing with people and personalities, and that sometimes can be tough. I feel the same way you do. It broke my heart to see guys get pushed out of situations because they weren't playing well or they didn't measure up into a system or a team that. But it's the nature of the beast. It's a business. They got to put what they feel is the best team out there and make the adjustments accordingly.
Two and one the count. Is it Jacksonville in the NFL that drafted Blake Bortles?
Yes.
Who has played so well in spring play, which doesn't necessarily say much. But the young kid apparently is going to sit for some period of time, maybe all season, while somebody that doesn't play as well is going to get the start. And it's kind of the politics of life at times. As the ground ball goes to third, Matt Dominguez glances at second. He'll get the out at first. That'll do it for the Indians. They get a run in the 4th inning and lead it 2-0. No, that's it.
Come out to Minute Maid Park next Friday, the 29th, when the Astros face off against the Rangers at 7:10 p.m. 10,000 fans will receive a Lone Star Series t-shirt presented by Houston Methodist, and the game will be followed by a spectacular fireworks show presented by Marathon Oil Corporation. Visit Astros.com for more details, guys.
Thank you, Julia. As we watch Trevor Bauer loosen it up. He's pitched well this afternoon. A guy that, as a youngster, has not had great success on the big league level. Jeff Blum had a chance to play with him briefly in Arizona. You surprised at all at what you're seeing?
No, I think he's good. He's got the stuff. Just when you're one of those quirky, different type of guys, pitchers, opens the door for some question marks to be thrown your way. But I think that the future is kind of bright for this kid right here. He's got 6-7 pitches. When he figures it out and commands at least 4 of those that he can throw at any time in the strike zone, I think it's going to be great. He's got a great arm.
Jake Marisnick at the plate, gets jammed and pops it up on the right side. Into the first row and dropped by a fan. 0-1 the count. Marisnick grounded out to first base in the 3rd inning. Jake hitting .284. Does have a home run, 6 RBIs. Has 2 major league home runs now. 1 hit as a member of the Marlins. Boy, has he been impressive on this road trip, especially defensively. And that throwing arm, I completely agree with you, Blummer, that I don't know if it's an 8, but it's pretty darn close. Where they talk about 2 to 8 as the scouting rating system.
Well, there's going to be some red flags on those third base coaches that play against Jake Marisnick. They're going to say, hey, charges the ball well, athletic, and when he lets it go, it's on a line.
He's had 3 2-hit games in his last 10 played.
Had a big hit in that Boston series with the bases juiced in extra innings.
That was that little flare.
Yeah.
Not a rocket, but you know what? After a period of time, you forget what it looked like, and it was just a key hit for the ball club.
Well, the 2 guys before him had opportunities, and they didn't come through.
That's right.
So with 2 outs and the bases juiced in a tie ball game, you'll take anything you can get.
A career .279 hitter in the minor leagues. Had 48 home runs. Breaking ball, home plate umpire takes it himself and says that Marisnick went through. He's down on strikes. 7 strikeouts for Trevor Bauer. 1 out here in the 5th inning.
You didn't sound sold on that check swing as we take another look at it. Maybe he did.
Yeah, maybe he did. You know what I don't like? I don't like home plate umpires trying to take the call themselves.
I agree. I wish they would release it every time to the guy down the line who has a much better view. But who knows? Maybe they do have a better view in some certain calls.
Well, having sat there as a catcher, I felt like I knew when a guy went through, but I'm not sure I did.
Yeah.
And therefore, I'm not sure the umpire, who probably feels like he knows, but just not sure that it's the best way. Robbie Grossman at the plate. 1 for 2 on the afternoon.
Be a lot less arguments from hitters if you release that call down to the
Once you send it
line.
down to the corner, there's really nothing a hitter can say.
Well, when the umpire calls it at home plate, they usually turn around and scream, why don't you give it down to the guy who has a better view?
Right.
But Lance Barksdale getting that one right.
2-1 the count. Robbie Grossman crushed one to center field, a double off the wall in the 3rd inning. Pops it up left field. Mike Aviles is right there, backs into right where he started to make the play, and 2 outs in the 5th.
Do you love high school football? We love high school football as much as you. All this week, our high school series Road to State highlights the top talent and teams in the greater Houston area. Catch Sportsnet Central's Road to State tonight at 10 p.m. at midnight, only on Comcast Sportsnet.
There goes that promo.
Yeah, it's over. Get rid of these things, man. Last day of the road trip. We burn those things out. People know what's up now.
What time are you going to be home tomorrow?
10:30, 11 o'clock.
Sounds good, Altuve. Slices one down the right field side. 0-1 the count. Jose's 1 for 2 on the day. Batting average at .334. You're looking at the Major League's leader in hitting, leader in hits.
Stolen bases.
You're talking American League stolen base leader. Has picked one up today, number 47. He's been the man. They asked for the appeal, don't get it. I guess they got the appeal. They did not get the call. Jose Altuve last year hit .283. Solid season. 177 hits. That a high water mark for him. But he is, let's see, that hit in the 3rd inning was number 177.
So that tied him with his career high.
So he's already right at the career high.
Wow.
Right on the hands.
Yowza. Take that ball.
Last year 31 doubles. He has 33 this year. He's hit 1 more home run this year than he had last year. So he's just simply gotten better.
Got to be close on doubles. Did you mention that?
Yeah, he's 2 ahead already in doubles. 33 to 31 from last year.
Career year.
Yeah. He's matched the triples. He has 1 more home run. He's got a ways to go in terms of RBIs. Needs 9 more to match last year, but he appears to be one of those players moving in the right direction for you.
In a big way.
I think we could say that. And you get Jose Altuve to win a batting title this year, and maybe a stolen base title, the hits crown, possibly be involved in a silver slugger debate with Robinson Cano at second base. Oh well, he has to be involved in that debate.
Yeah. You just heard that he'd be the 5th guy to lead in batting average and stolen bases.
5th ever.
That's pretty good company.
So who's the last one on that list?
Ricky Henderson.
Ichiro, that's right.
Ichiro.
Fly ball right field. Easy for Holt. He'll make the catch. A 1-2-3 5th inning. Trevor Bauer is rolling along for the Indians, leading it 2-0. That is presented by AT&T UVerse TV. Find out what's possible with AT&T. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT. Mobilizing your world. Right back here at Progressive Field, downtown Cleveland. This ballpark's been around a while. 1994, first year?
Believe so.
Still a nice yard, and they're going to make some changes this winter. 0-2 the count on Michael Bourne, the leadoff man. He'll be followed by Jose Ramirez and Jason Kipnis. Bourne is 1 for 2 and down on strikes. So make it 1 for 3, 4 strikeouts for Obi. Jose Ramirez is 2 for 2 on his day, a single and a double. Six hits in the series for Ramirez. He's been the hot man with the bat. And again, had the winner last night. He's a switch hitter, batting left-handed. He lined one just over the head. Petit at third for the Astros, down the left field line. One of the many players from the Dominican Republic. They just keep churning them out. Bit under the knees. 1-2 the count. Indians picked up a run in the third inning. Sacrifice fly by Carlos Santana, the cleanup man. And one more in the fourth inning. RBI single, Lonnie Chisenhall. Got him swinging, perfectly spotted outside Black.
It's been a great location by Oberholzer during his first 2 strikeouts. Outside, inside, outside. Real nice. You know you're working on the edges when you get swings like that on 2 strikes.
Yeah, I think we're both on the same page with Obi. I just feel like he is a guy that belongs in this rotation. Jason Kipnis at the plate, 0 for 2.
It's amazing what a guy like Oberholzer can do for your defense behind you. When you're playing defense and you know a guy's going to be around the plate, not afraid to pitch to contact, battles. You know you got to be ready on defense behind him, and you want to play hard for guys like that.
.76 pitches now for Obi. Curveball drilled back up the middle. So again, with 2 outs, he gives up the base hit. Kipnis aboard for Carlos Santana. It was 2 outs in the fourth inning when Mike Aviles doubled down the left field side. Lonnie Chisenhall drove him home.
Watch your soup coolers on this one, Ash. Good grief. Right back through the box.
Yeah, this is more about preservation than trying to get an out. Soup coolers, huh?
Yeah, your lips, you know.
I gotcha.
Got to use them to cool off the soup.
Did you have yourself some of that fine breakfast soup this morning?
I completely avoided everything that they put in that from the previous 2 days. I don't know. I'm just
Santana, switch hitter.
Was it good?
Yeah. Yeah. Was
you had me convinced with the first yaw.
It was. It wasn't omelet good, but
yeah, the omelet was nice.
Santana 0 for 1. Sac fly RBI. 60 ribbies on his year. He takes a strike. Boy, Obi's spotting it. Red Oberholzer made his first major league start against these Indians. Actually, that was in relief. His major league debut, a couple of innings against the Tribe. Bit of a disappointing year for Carlos Santana. This guy 2-3 years ago was going to be the man for the Tribe. He's hitting just .221, make that .229, but does have 21 bombs. And he was a catcher, and they thought they were locked in for the years to come. Has just one hit in the series. Hits one in the air to left field. Got tied up a bit. Krause is there. He'll make the play. And that'll do it in the 5th inning. Indians get a hit and leave him, but lead it 2-0 over the Astros.
The Houston Astros. RBI Baseball is back with all 30 MLB teams and 2014 players. Get the retro 2-button style baseball game you've been missing. Visit RBIGame.com for more details and download today on your console and mobile device.
That looked like kind of a tough promo to read.
Yeah, partially my fault.
Just partially.
I get a little aggressive. You know, taking it away from the stage manager.
Well, you were an aggressive sort of a ball player.
I was.
It's not bad to carry that over. We go to the 6th inning, 2-0 Indians. Today's winner will take the series. Each team splitting the 2 games that we've played already. And the Astros 5-4 on this 10-game road trip. So obviously would love to capture one today. Dexter Fowler leads it off. He's 0 for 2 on the day, followed by Mark Krause and John Singleton. And a one-hopper through the right side, leadoff single for Fowler. And for the Astros, just their 4th hit of the afternoon.
It's a good start. This offense needs to make something happen. Four-seamer right down the middle. Fowler ready to ambush and got him.
Well, the Astros hit total today now exceeds the total they had either of the first 2 games in the series.
It's an explosion.
3 hits in game 1, 3 hits in game 2. Let's go ahead and let it fly now.
Broke through the barrier.
Mark Krause is 0 for 2. He just drilled one to right field in the 1st inning. Jose Altuve was aboard and in scoring position at second, but a great diving play coming right toward the plate by Holt, the right fielder. Ball and a strike on Mark. Skies are clearing a bit again. And a good breaking ball. 0-2 that make that 1-2 the count.
As Ashby's are breaking up, Sun's breaking through.
You're a tired man, you know that? The 1-2 pitch just off the outside edge.
Ooh, man. That's a couple today that Bauer hasn't gotten. He really wants that outer edge. You know, again, our camera angle is a little off, so that may have caught in a little bit of the plate, but very close.
The 2-2. Boy, every time the bat starts at all, the catcher Perez is asking for an appeal.
Back it down. Stay in your lane.
Well, you lose your credibility when you do that. If you ask, when you feel like a guy actually went through, you've got more of a shot, I think.
Yeah.
Line shot right field coming on Holt. He does it again. Almost the identical play.
You got to be kidding me with that. What are the chances?
Twice for Mark Krause today.
If I'm Mark Krause, I'm continuing to run out to right field, and I might either high five him or try and take him out, because that's ridiculous to have the same guy rob you twice in one game on bullets.
Wow. Well, but for the 2 plays by Holt in right field, might be a very different ball game here this afternoon.
Yeah, runners have been on both times. Jeez. Doesn't he know he's got family in the stands?
Mark Krause from just west of Cleveland. So yeah, that's no way to treat a guy that's almost back home. John Singleton at the plate has walked and struck out. Caught stealing back in the second after walking.
These aren't easy plays either, coming in full extension.
Now when you're coming right at the plate, you just don't have much of an angle. This one might have had a fraction of an angle where the first one was right at him.
And if he doesn't make that play, it's off to the races.
My oh my, the Astros dugout guys scatter on that shot. It's hard to pull a ball that far.
Oh, got to be extremely talented to be able to do that, Ash.
I guess you did it
several times. You want an entertaining story? Ask
I'm begging for one.
Houston trainer Rex Jones. Believe I just signed with San Diego, and we were in Houston, and Rexy was up on that railing, and I hit a bullet that literally hit the rail right in front of him.
No time to move.
No, he raised his hands and it ricocheted, but he never lets me forget that.
You know, the thing is, if you pull a ball that far, if you fouled that ball instead, you are watching your soup coolers right there.
Yeah, you don't want to. There's Rex Jones.
Singleton just airing it out on the high cheese.
Rex Jones may have been the originator of the whole mustache trend these days. He was the original hipster. Just mano-y-mano right there. I'll give it my best shot. You give it your best swing. 1-0 Bauer right now.
And the curveball to polish him off. Wow, that was a tough assortment for Singleton. He's down on strikes, 2 outs here in the 6th. Chris Carter and the Astros head home and jump right into the thick of the American League West pennant race as Josh Donaldson, Coco Crisp, and the Oakland A's come to town for a key 3-game series. Pre-game live starts tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. only on Comcast Sportsnet, and we'll do it with Bill Brown. Eight strikeouts of Houston hitters. Well, again, we saw John Singleton launch a huge home run for the ball club in game 1 of this 3-game series down the left field side. He got a fastball up and away and just kind of flicked at it. But when he gets pitches that he can handle a little bit more, it's air out swing time, and you wonder if that might be able to be changed at some point. Marwin grounds one foul first base side. And quite honestly, you don't know how much you want to alter what a guy does, but that big swing tends, like George Springer, to be under the baseball.
Yeah, something's got to be done, though. You don't want to have that many punch outs. You want to maximize the power that these guys have, and just got to find a way to get the barrel on the ball somehow. A little more frequently, because we've seen it when he does get the barrel on it, it jumps. I saw him in the lobby. I was making fun of him because it just looked like he took a half swing and hit the ball out the other way for that 3-run jack in the first game.
Something a normal guy really can't do.
Oh my gosh, no.
Couple of arms up in the Indians' pen. Left-hander Nick Hagedorn and righty C.C. Lee. 0-2 the count now on Marwin Gonzalez. There are those arms.
That is the bluest glove I've ever seen in my life.
Used to be some guys that would feature those even kind of light blue gloves.
Smurf blue?
Yeah.
Cute.
0-2 pitch. Half swing. Did he go through? Yes, he did. They appeal down to third. Mark Rippiger says swing was made by Marwin Gonzalez. That'll do it for Houston. 2-0 Indians.
To nothing over the Houston Astros. Great guests, hot topics, and no holds barred debate. Kevin Eschenfelder serves it up fresh every single weeknight on Sports Talk Live at 5 p.m. only on Comcast Sportsnet. Tomorrow's guests are Brooke Bentley, Ken Hamlin, and the Texans' Jonathan Joseph.
Progressive Field. And the site of game 3 here in this series. 2-0 Indians. 5-hitter Tyler Holt, Mr. Defense in right field for the Tribe, stands in. 1 for 2 on the day. And has he ever made a couple of gems in right field? He has saved Trevor Bauer, who, by the way, has struck out 9 on his afternoon through 6 innings. Oh, 2 the count. Obi's had the paintbrush out, but he allowed a run in the 3rd, a run in the 4th inning.
I wonder how wearing it is on a starting pitcher like Brett Oberholzer.
Boy, there's a gem on the inside edge.
How wearing it is on any starting pitcher, for that matter, that goes out, competes, and doesn't get the run support this consistently. It seems like he's the man on this staff that just has to wear it.
Yeah, I imagine for a game or two you can say, that's okay, you know, it's all going to even out. But then when you have one of those years where it doesn't even out, it's got to be really tough. Look, you're Brett Oberholzer. He ought to feel like he's been pitching really well, because he has, and he's 4-8, and that is hard to wear.
Yeah, we saw McHugh's numbers last night. He was 6-9 going into that game.
Yes.
Now 6-10.
And that's an unfair set of numbers. Now, he had some rough games when he had the blister issue.
Yeah, but I mean, still, he's got a 3.02 ERA. He's got 10 losses. That's
you know, minus
tough.
those rough ones. I think I haven't looked at it, but Colin could be down under 2.5.
No, he really could. Oberholzer's getting 3.5 runs in run support.
Yeah, the Astros average just at 4 runs a game. Fly ball center field. Marisnick going back, and a long way to go. He'll get there, though. Jake Marisnick. He plays a shallow center field, but he can really go get it when he has to go back.
Well, take that, Tyler Holt. Thought you had you a hit. Little payback for what he's done to Mark Krause by Jake Marisnick. You mentioned that he plays a little bit shallower center field, but showing ability to go back.
You know, that speaks to I'll just say your comments about Jake Marisnick would make a very fine center fielder.
You got a nose for it. You know, that's where you put those instinctual guys that get good jumps and can go get the baseball.
Zach Walters, the DH at the plate. We've seen him primarily left-handed here in the series. He's got some genuine raw power.
Didn't we talk about how well the Astros offense has been since the All-Star break, averaging close to 5 runs?
Yes. Ground ball to third as Matt Dominguez gets out number 2. Yeah, the Astros, we said it yesterday. I don't know if it's still true today, second as of today, but yesterday, first in the major leagues in runs scored since the All-Star break. So
even if it's just under 5, that's still a pretty good clip. But this series has not been the offensive juggernaut that we've seen since after the All-Star break.
It's not like the Indians have had one of the top-ranked pitching staffs. Got some good arms.
I was going to say, we've seen 2 great starters already in this series in Carrasco and Salazar, guys that can bring the heat.
Mike Avila at the plate has a double in 2 at-bats. That double led to a run in the 4th inning. But it looks like one of those ball games where a swing or 2 of the bat can make all the difference. Pitch is fouled back.
Well, Obi's last outing in New York, you know, the numbers don't dictate that it was a fantastic start, but he went 5 1/3, giving up 4 earned runs, and that was the game, I believe, that Chris Carter hit that big 3-run home run to win it for the Astros. So yeah, one swing of the bat could really turn things around and end this road trip in the proper manner.
One and 2 on Aviles. Yeah, when you talk pitching, the Indians, yeah, they're fine. They're 7th in the American League amongst 15 teams. That's in terms of ERA. But they're not Seattle or Oakland or Tampa Bay at the top of the heap. Seattle Mariners have an ERA as a team under the 3 mark. They are the only club that has that in the American League.
And I think on the National League side, the Nationals are darn close at 3.05-ish. But to be under 3 at this stage of the season, that's dealing.
3.07 for the Nats. Down on strikes, Aviles, a 1-2-3 6th inning. Brett Oberholzer continues to deal, but he's trailing 2-0.
Cleveland at Progressive Field. The Astros are trailing the Indians by 2. Here's our minor league report brought to you by your local Honda dealer. Max Stassi finally finding his stroke at OKC, not KFC. Getting it done down there in Oklahoma City in the last 10 games. .316 batting average, 3 bombs, 6 RBIs. That's what we were used to seeing in some of the reports we got last year when he got called up. Season not going so well, though. 3 home runs in those last 10 games to add up to 9 total on the season.
I'll take a box of wings.
Wouldn't that be good right now?
Yeah, if you're up for that too, we better get the extra large.
Yeah, I'll be right back. Go get that done. Take a walk.
Meanwhile, we will go on to the 7th inning. 2-0 Indians. Carlos Corporan at the plate. He has singled and walked. Corpy hitting an even .240 on the year. Trevor Bauer brings the changeup. Well, he's pitched like a genuine top of the rotation type of pitcher here today.
Throwing a lot of pitches too. He's topped out at 119. And if you think about it, he's been throwing since 12:05 this afternoon in preparation for the game. So add that on top of it.
Well, he's just going Mike Marshall on us, I think. Does he inform Terry Francona? Do you think that you don't have to apply the standard 100 pitch thing on me? Because I'm not sure that would work. I could be mistaken, and I don't have the numbers in front of me. But when he was in college, I think he threw an excessive amount of pitches. He was not afraid to go out there and throw 120 plus. I'm not sure that Terry Francona feels comfortable doing that with the former #1 pick. Pitch is drilled down the left side.
But we heard reports that, Trevor Bauer coming out of college had his own routine. He had his own way of doing things. And in Arizona, that didn't mix well with what they wanted him to do. Comes here to Cleveland, and now these guys are kind of giving him a little more leeway to get in his routine and do what he needs to do to be successful. And why not? He's pitching himself a good game right here.
Curveball stays up and away. That'll fill it. Corpy leading off the 7th inning. The Astros in need of some offense. Corporan, Matt Dominguez, and Jake Marisnick here in the inning. Pitch popped up near the seats. And this one will be just back out of the reach of Chisenhall, who flips it up and
that was terrible.
Makes sure that he provides a ball for one of his teammates.
Or camera guys or policemen. We don't know who that was going to.
Thank goodness for Pat Listash. Yeah, in that endeavor to be cool, he will now follow up.
That will end up on a highlight reel somewhere.
3-2 once again. Slammed down the right field side at the pole. And this one goes foul. Second tank.
Oh. That had to be close. Bo Porter's going to come out. Corpy thinks it was a pretty good shot. Ball is smoked.
I thought watching it from here that it was a foul ball, but Corpy had a much better view, and he apparently felt it was worth bringing the skip out.
I wonder why they don't have more cameras positioned on these foul lines and foul poles. And if I knew where the ball was, I would point and circle it and just dress it up and make it look great. Yeah, but I have no idea where that little pill is. Just watch right over the top of the foul pole.
Ladies and gentlemen, the previous play is now under.
Did you ever pick that up? See, there's where the ball winds up, the guy in the red shirt there. And that's why I thought it was a foul ball to begin with, tucked away way in the corner of that second tank.
This is a crew chief challenge.
Crew chief has decided to take a look here without Bull Porter challenging anything. So the umpires,
well, that was quick,
have huddled.
Foul ball.
Yeah, apparently that didn't take long, huh?
Did not.
Only 2 of the umpires came back to check that call.
That's standard. We've seen only 2 umpires on headsets when they go back and check. There it is. All right. Yeah, you can see it crossing right in front of the foul pole right there.
So a long, noisy foul. 3-2 the count remains. And the fastball from Bauer is high. Corcoran draws the walk, his second on the day. And the second issued, make that third by Bauer. He's also hit a man. And Terry Francona is going to come out from that third base dugout. And that may be and likely is the end of the day for Trevor Bauer, who pitched extremely well, but walks the leadoff man in the 7th inning and maybe providing the Astros a chance to make something happen. It appears that right-hander CeCe Lee will be summoned from the bullpen.
Photo of the game, and today it's Harry Kleinman tweeting this pic of the Astros chilling at Fenway last week. Make sure to tweet your photos to hashtag CSNHFanPhoto for a chance to be shown in an upcoming broadcast that's brought to you by AT&T. Guys, I'm checking out Progressive Field, and the Indians are actually going to trade 7,000 seats this offseason for some more places to hang out and catch the game in different areas. The upper deck above me, well, actually, they're removing those seats. Are going to make it a bar patio area. They wouldn't even let me up there. They don't sell the tickets to those seats anymore. And then they're going to move the bullpens towards the center field area, and it's going to be like a double-decker setup so fans can actually check out the relievers as they warm up. And lots of other things happening. It's a multi-million-dollar renovation. Pretty cool stuff, guys.
Thanks a lot, Julia. Yeah, it should be nice here at the yard. Some changes have been made by Bo Porter, as well as Jason Castro is the pinch hitter now for Matt Dominguez. Nobody out in the 7th inning. Runner aboard, that's Carlos Corcoran. And Atchison, the pitcher, gets the ground ball. 4, 6, and 3, and just like that, a double play turn. Kipnis, Ramirez, and Santana. And Atchison comes in and gets exactly what Francona wanted.
It's that easy, huh? Just one pitch.
Center fielder, Jake Marisnick.
So there goes the leadoff walk. And now Jake Marisnick stands in.
Atchison's got good numbers on the year. Last 8 games, he's gone 8 1/3, only giving up 5 hits and no earned runs. 1 walk in his last 15 games he's pitched in.
Atchison, 38 years of age, so he has been around the game. He's been with Seattle, the Giants, Red Sox, Mets. First year with the Indians. High breaking ball in for a called strike. It's 1-1. Marisnick 0 for 2 on the day. With Atchison, here's the case of a guy that was not a high draft. In the year that he was drafted, 1998, he was a 49th rounder. They don't even go that far anymore, I don't believe. Ground ball back up the middle. That's a base hit. Marisnick has his first knock of the day. That's hit number 5 for the Astros. 2-out single brings up Robbie Grossman. Jake Marisnick continues to play good baseball.
Does. He just manages to get that one hit a game to salvage himself. Doing a good job, showing good perseverance throughout the course of these games.
Down by 2, that running game becomes a little less likely, but Jake Marisnick has shown great speed in the outfield. We haven't seen a whole lot of it utilized on the bases yet. Robbie Grossman takes the strike to start things. He's 1 for 3. Had a massive double in the 3rd inning. And takes another strike.
That's nasty.
Marisnick, in fact, has not stolen a base. He's been caught once. 0-2 pitch. Tap foul. Robbie Grossman, 71 strikeouts at the start of play today. He's added 1 to it, so 72 in less than 250 at bats. Half swing, he goes through, taken by the home plate umpire, Lance Barksdale. So Robbie Grossman down on strikes. 10 strikeouts of Astros hitters. It's still 2-0 Tribe. And now here in the middle of the 7th inning, we will hang around Progressive Field for God Bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, during the 7th inning stretch, we continue to remember and salute all those who are overseas defending our freedoms and liberties. At this time, please join the Singing Angels in singing God Bless America.
It's a 2-0 Indians lead here as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Our Geico quote of the day is from Indians legend Bob Feller. Every day is a new opportunity. You can build on yesterday's success or put its failures behind and start over again. That's the way life is, with a new game every day, and that's the way baseball is. Bob Feller, one of the legendary hard throwers in the history of baseball.
To bring the cheese.
Rapid Robert. The Astros make a change defensively as Jason Castro stays in the ball game, and he will do the catching. So Corpy is done with his day.
Big numbers on Bob Feller, huh?
Also necessitates a new third baseman. Gregorio Petit is in at third base. So Petit in the Corporon spot in the order. Now Bob Feller, another one of those great players that wound up losing time to the war, but put up phenomenal numbers when he had a chance to play. So we're set to go. Lonnie Chisenhall at the plate. He takes a strike. Brett Oberholzer still on the hill, and he's been really good, but trailing 2-0. No runs, 5 hits, an error for the Astros. 2 runs on 7 hits for Cleveland. Chisenhall has struck out and singled. That drove in a run, the base hit.
Who's your emergency catcher, Ash?
Well, let's see on this ball club. Is it going to wind up being Gregorio Petit? Is it
does everything else? I'm putting Mark Krause behind the dish.
Mark Krause could be that guy.
Foul tip just took a piece of Jason Castro back there.
The 1-2 slider lined into right field, right off the end of the bat. Second hit on the afternoon for Chisenhall. He's aboard with nobody out for the 9-hitter Perez.
Obi's got to be frustrated with what Lonnie's doing to him. That's back-to-back hits for Lonnie Chisenhall on pretty good sliders down in the zone.
That was a very well placed slider. That's the thing as a hitter, if you wind up waiting on it, you can find a way. 17,123 on hand here this afternoon. Indians are last in the league in attendance, but these have been impressive crowds. They've been wholeheartedly behind the Tribe.
I thought the one last night was impressive.
Very good.
With all the action going on.
Yep.
Biggest drawing game of the series.
Petit drawn in on the third base side. Perez expected to bunt as the throw goes to first base. That's that toss where you hope that the hitter shows exactly what he might be doing.
Perez had 2 sac bunts last night. I believe they both led to runs too.
Just kind of pushed him out toward the mound, but really deadened that second one. And again, with Singleton charging home plate, that's going to be a balk. You have to have a first baseman at the bag in order to throw over, which is why I beef about the play at second base. You don't have to have anybody near, and you don't have to throw, apparently. But Singleton on the move, trying to cover up the bunt play, and Obi throws over. That's a balk.
Yeah, and this is a set play where the pitcher hopefully knows that the first baseman's going to vacate, and the reason he vacates is to come in on that and charge that bunt. But when he leaves that bag and you throw over, that's a balk.
Is it possible, though, because we used to have a set play where the first baseman would start with 2 or 3 steps and then dart quickly back to the bag, as hopefully the runner would start to move away from the bag? And
I've seen that play too, but there was no indication that Singleton was going back to the bag.
So the bunt is still on. Perez bunts it, and nicely on the third base side, Obi with the play. And in this case, the bunt moves Chisenhall into third base with 1 out. So the Indians trying to tack on another run here in the 7th.
And those aren't errors that are going to show up in a box score. Those are mental errors that are going to eventually end up on your ERA.
That's exactly right. Nothing covers up those runs. Top of the order, Michael Bourne, 1 for 3 on the day. And now the skip, Bo Porter's going to come out. And the jog says he wants to talk things over. Yesterday he came out, was very animated with the guys, pointing with the finger on the right hand and telling guys what was going to go on. But maybe one more time right here. Here's what we've got to do to cut down this run. Santana and Chisenhall with RBIs for the Indians. That's been it. And the Astros, but for that 4-run ninth inning in game 1 of this series, have been severely offensively challenged. Infield drawn in all the way. Half swing. Obi's got it. He'll check his runner and get the out at first base. And there you go. Brett does it for himself.
There's a gift. It's a big out. 1 pitch, 1 out, check swing. Not even a chance for the runner at third to advance. Big play right now for Obi.
And good for Obi there. And Bourne is grabbing his head. That hurts. But it brings up Jose Ramirez, who has been red hot in the series. He has 2 hits today, 6 on the 3-game set. Struck out his last time, that in the 5th inning. Infield fairly straight up, outfield shading a bit to right, ground ball back up the middle, and there's your 2-out hit. 3rd hit of the day for Ramirez. It drives in run number 3, and the Indians add to their lead.
Ramirez is having himself a pretty good series. A base running mistake mixed in there, but more than makes up for it right here. When he got punched out off Oberholzer last at bat, Obi did a good job of starting him off with that fastball away in then back out. But I think that was weighing on Ramirez a little bit. You see him lean out over that outside part of the plate and ambush that fastball that Obi was trying to get ahead with.
Kipnis is 1 for 3. Shot one right back at the head of Oberholzer in the 5th inning. Obi able to get out of the way as it went into center. Ramirez leads, does not go as the pitch is shot through the left side. Bit of a shift on that vacated area. Takes the baseball on through. Back-to-back hits with 2 outs. It'll bring up Carlos Santana. It also brings out Bo Porter. And this is going to do it for the afternoon of Brett Oberholzer. So Obi's done. He will head off trailing 3-0 with a couple of runners aboard here in the 7th inning. And it's got to be a very frustrating time for Brett.
Been a tough day for Brett Oberholzer. On a lighter note, we all remember this great pic of our Julia Morales rocking her fanny pack as a kid. Right?
I remember.
There we go. Little did we know that it would become a worldwide phenomenon as she trapped Matthew McConaughey in her fanny pack laced web. And now it's time once again to find out what's in Julia's fanny pack.
Trapped Matthew McConaughey? Wow.
I wish I could take credit for that, but I can't.
Well, guys, I was really hoping to get the glove that Michael Jackson wore from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame here in Cleveland, but they wouldn't let me have it.
Bummer.
But instead, check out what I got. You guys remember last night? It was a tough night for these Gladiators. But, I mean, what a memory. Arena Bowl 27. I was there.
You scored.
It was a sad night for the Glads, wasn't it?
It was tough, but it's a great memory. They got there, you know.
I was anticipating a gigantic Johnny Manziel jersey.
No. You will not find me with a diamond.
Spoken like a true Longhorn.
Nope. Go Gladiators. Go get them next year.
Nice.
I know you're jealous.
Just a little bit. Looks about my size.
There's Julia.
Whoa.
That's what Ash wanted to be pulled out of there.
I'm not in there.
Julia was in there. She was hiding behind one of the other girls. That's her lifelong dream.
She's already achieved it.
Well, I know. She's done it, but she's looking for a comeback. You know how a lot of the athletes retire, but then when they have to come back, that's what Julia's going through.
No, it's not. That's spreading lies up there.
Not
Very
me.
happily retired down here.
Okay, so Julia says she's retired. Mike Foltynewicz is not. He's on to pitch. Pitcher number 2 on the afternoon. He'll work it with 2 outs here in the 7th inning and try to keep things right here. Runners at first and second as he goes after the cleanup man, switch hitting Carlos Santana.
I think that emotion you just saw on Brett Oberholzer's face pretty much explains it all. Just shaking his head. Pitched great. Last time we saw Mike Foltynewicz was in Boston on the 17th. Went an inning, giving up a hit. Only threw 12 pitches, but it's been a while. It's one of those fresh arms that could be getting loose down in that bullpen. Nice to finally see him.
So Folty from the stretch brings it. The fastball's inside. It's not easy, and then you have to wait 5 days. The 1-0 that gets away from Castro. The runners are going to move up. A wild pitch, and the woes continue.
100-mile-an-hour fastball that Castro is trying to gather.
Just not much time to react when you're talking triple digits. So now 2 runners in scoring position and 3-0 the count. Well, it hasn't come easy for Mike Foltynewicz. He's got terrific stuff. There's no one debating that. Four-pitch walk. Santana will head down to first. It'll bring up the right fielder Tyler Holt. Holt has a hit in 3 at bats, but more importantly, he's made 2 great plays in right field. Base is loaded.
And remember that with 2 outs and the bases juiced, Brett Oberholzer is responsible for those guys at second and third. There's another frustrating aspect of being a pitcher.
Having to watch others deal with your runs. That fastball is at the knees. 97 on that sinking heater. The Indians have hit just 1 grand slam this year. That picked up by Nick Swisher, who is not with the club. And the outside corner up to 98. 0-2 the count. What's Holt thinking right now? Just watched him throw 4 balls and now this.
Yeah. What now is what he's thinking.
Pain at the bottom of the knees, pain at the outside edge.
Do I get ready for the turbo sinker on the inner third, or do I get ready for the blazing heat on the outside?
Slider, half swing, he goes through. Lance Barksdale's been taking it himself, and he calls the strikeout here. That'll do it as Foltynewicz gets the strikeout. 1 run for the Indians. They're up on top, 3-zip.
And the Indians are leading the Astros 3-0. Every Thursday home game at Minute Maid Park this season is Dollar Dog Thursday. The next Dollar Dog Thursday is August 28th when the Astros play the Rangers. For tickets, call 1-877-9-ASTROS or visit Astros.com.
Folks here in Cleveland enjoying the Indians lead 3-0 as we go to the 8th. New right-hander Brian Shaw comes on to pitch for the Tribe.
He's got himself some pretty good numbers on the season, Brian Shaw does. Got good velocity, one of the league leaders in appearances, with good reason too. 2.43 ERA and 59 1/3 innings pitched. Right-handers having a very tough time hitting that cut fastball. Left-handers doing a little bit better job.
'64th appearance, and as Blummer says, leading the league in that category.
He has not given up a run in 54 of his 63 appearances.
So a tough assignment for the Astros now as Altuve leads it off. He'll be followed by Fowler and Krause. Just 5 Houston hits on the afternoon, and all singles. Well, take that back. Robbie Grossman had the double in the 3rd. It's been gorgeous weather here in Cleveland. Pitch left up and pop foul on the right side. In fact, great weather for the entire trip.
This time of year, sure. Usually get some of those muggy days out here on the East Coast, but it's been just fine.
Some of the sights around the ballpark here. No one stays inside. 2-1 the count.
Did you go to the casino while you were here, Ash?
Missed it.
Did you?
Missed it.
Yeah, I'm not much of a gambler myself.
Altuve 1 for 3 on the day, hitting .333. That's right where he started play. 3-1 the count.
It's a lot of stress hitting that high.
Gotta be.
Got to get 2 hits every day. It's exhausting.
That's why I never messed with it.
Yeah, I think you and I are the smart ones.
3-2 the count. Altuve just trying to find a way to get aboard.
Astros just trying to get something on the scoreboard, trying to jumpstart this offense. They were real good until they got here to Cleveland.
Ground ball to short. Backing Ramirez. He'll make a good throw to get Altuve out number 1. So Jose 1 for 4 on his day. Dexter Fowler in that 3 spot this afternoon is 1 for 3. Had a base hit in the 6th. Altuve, by the way, started the day. A couple of hits in front of Melky Cabrera for the lead in the American League. Did I say a couple of hits? 12 hits in front.
It's a cool dozen.
Cool does. I think he's starting to feel it a bit, though. Get that hot bat again and get the smile back.
It's okay for him to be dragging a little bit, but you can see the intensity on his face. I like it. He wants to go out. He's greedy. Go out there and get a hit every at bat.
Ground ball slowly hit foul. Got some games going on around the major leagues. The Boston Red Sox are hosting red hot Seattle. The Mariners lead 6-5 in the 6th inning. Seattle just keeps on winning. 6 games back behind the Angels and the Oakland A's, who are tied now, as the A's picked up a win over the Angels last night on a wild pitch. in that wild card chase. It's really just the same story. Seattle trailing both the Angels and Oakland. So it's going to be a tough shot for Seattle, but they're 11 games over 500. Fly ball to the gap in right center field. Moving over is Holt to make the play. Out number 2 here in the 8th.
Yeah, the West is going to be crazy over the last month. Astros are going to be right in the thick of it too.
Well, you're talking about 3 very good clubs with the way they've played
in one road trip.
Yep,
that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, that's going to be a challenge.
Yeah, 3 very good ball clubs with a very good reason to be playing extremely hard.
Yep,
too.
You're right.
Here's a look at it.
Here's your American League West. 7 more games with the Texas Rangers for Houston. But that's becoming a pretty good spread now. Mark Krause waves through the breaking ball. Krause 0 for 3, but he has hung out 2 line shots. Both great plays by Holt in right field, both diving catches. Hot shot. This will find a hole on the left side. So Krause hits 3 line drives, gets 1 hit. He's 1 for 4. 2 out single. He's aboard for John Singleton.
I like the approach. Don't hit it to right.
Yeah, this is the anti-Holt swing.
Good for him too. He deserves a knock after those 2 rockets he hit earlier in the game. And Krause could have shut it down mentally too after getting robbed twice. You could just give in and say, oh man, I've got no chance today, but grind it out, get that salvage hit.
Singleton has walked and then struck out twice. Caught stealing after walking in the second.
Nice to see some 2-out lightning from the Astros.
Philadelphia leads in the 7th inning as they host St. Louis. 7-1 the score there. San Francisco has a 6-2 lead over Washington in the 6th in the nation's capital. Giants are going to have to start winning some ball games. The Dodgers starting to run away and hide a bit.
Dodgers have to be happy that Greinke went out there and pitched. He had some elbow discomfort before that start.
Mentioned the Cardinals trailing at Philadelphia 7-1. The Cards start the day just a half a game back of the Brewers in the Central. It's kind of like all year for me been, watch out for St. Louis. Pittsburgh 4 back in that division. Right down the middle, it's 3-1. Marwin Gonzalez with a bat on deck. You want Big John to get his swings here, though, don't you?
Yeah.
Takes one right through the heart again.
You better believe I do.
So 3-2 with 2 outs. Mark Krause will be on the move. They're in the 9th inning in Toronto with the Blue Jays and Rays tied at 1. We'll do it again. Also in the 9th inning in New York, the Yankees and White Sox locked up at 4. Jeff Blum is elated when there's any shot for extra inning play.
You better believe it, man. Free baseball, Ash.
I hear you. Runner goes, the pitch grounded left side. That'll find a slot. Down the left field line, Krause digging for third. He'll be waved home by Listash. Here comes the throw to the plate, not in time. It'll be an RBI double for John Singleton. And scoring all the way from first base, Mark Krause. The Astros finally get on the board with 2 outs here in the 8th inning.
That's a peach, hon. Squeeze that one in between. The left field line and the third baseman. But I think Listach was waving Krause because Mike Aviles is out there in left field, usually an infielder playing in the outfield. And I think he desperately wanted the Astros to get on the board if they could.
Scoring opportunities have not just come along, quite frankly, at all for the Astros. So it's 3-1. Marwin takes a strike. He struck out twice. He's also been hit by a pitch. So Brian Shaw gets touched up, and that messes up those stats you were throwing out there.
Yep. Did it on purpose.
And the Astros are thrilled to be able to do that. 7 Houston hits now. Shot right at third base, drawn in. Chisenhall makes the play, and that'll do it. But the Astros, with a couple of hits with 2 outs, put a run on the board. RBI double Singleton.
And it's Brett Oberholzer. He had quite a few moments tonight, this afternoon, where he pitched quite well. We talked about him using that fastball, getting some good swings and misses, painting both sides of the plate. But we also know he's got that great changeup when he can pull the string with that good arm action, get some ground balls, get some swings and misses. But a true competitor through and through. Gave his ball club a chance to get back in this, but again, the offense just not picking it up for Brett Oberholzer.
Walters, the DH, turns around and bats left-handed. Mike Foltynewicz still on the mound. Got an out in the 7th inning after walking Santana. It's Walters, Aviles, and Chisenhall due up here in the 8th. Ball and a strike on Walters. There's that good curveball over the top from Foltynewicz. Last night Walters took an 0 for 4. That snapped a string of 3 consecutive games with a home run. Well spotted, heater at the knees. Got him looking. Walters down on strikes. 8 strikeouts for Houston pitching.
That is some gas right there.
This guy will light up the radar gun. There is no question. One out for Mike Aviles. 1 for 3 on the day, a 4th inning double, and scored a run. That was the second Cleveland run. Has some pop, 5 dingers on his year. Texas Rangers are hosting Kansas City. The Rangers lead it 2-0 in the 3rd inning. KC has been lights out. 3-game lead over the Tigers. Chopper foul. Tigers are in Minnesota. And you don't want to be in Minnesota right about now. It's a 3-3 game in the 5th inning. Minnesota Twins have been piling runs on the board. Is that the Twins or is that the Tigers pitching?
Bad combination right now.
Half swing. They appeal to first. Yes, he did go. So down on strikes, Aviles. Second time for him today. Now 9 strikeouts.
Seeing some good stuff in Fulte, these first 2 hitters in this inning. Firm slider. When you're sitting on 98 and trying to defend that, it's tough to hold your swing when you recognize it's finally starting to break out of the zone.
Two outs, bases empty for Lonnie Chisenhall. 2 for 3 on the day. Those hits coming against Obi. And really handled some tough pitches. Heat just blows through. That's Max Scherzer on the mound for the Tigers today. But he has allowed 6 hits and 3 runs, all earned in 4 innings, to those Minnesota Twins.
Doesn't matter who's on the bump against Minnesota right now.
Twin City Bombers, huh? One and 2. MVP candidate Danny Santana with a pair of RBIs.
In the world of Ashby.
He was just phenomenal against Houston this year. Fastball thrown right on by. 98. 3 consecutive strikeouts in the inning. All 4 outs recorded by Fulte via the strikeout. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. There's your downtown Cleveland area. And right here at Progressive Field, the Indians trying to make it 2 out of 3 against the Astros as we go to the 9th inning now. Cody Allen, the right-hander, 4th pitcher of the day for the Tribe, on the hill.
Seen him a couple times already in this series. Gave it up that first night here in Cleveland off the big bat of John Singleton with that 3-run jack. Good numbers on the season.
Has 16 saves. Indians no longer have John Axford. And so closer du jour right here, Cody Allen. He'll face the bottom three in the order. Chris Carter has grabbed a bat and will pinch hit to start this 9th inning. This is the Carlos Corporon slot in the order. Gregorio Petit slipped in there as the third baseman. Jason Castro waits on deck, and then Jake Marisnick. So you had Petit ready to start an inning where you need 2 runs.
It's tough to get a 2-run jack out of the leadoff man.
Very interesting. Fastball at 96. Seeing some pretty good arms on the hill.
Yeah.
The 1-1 is fouled back, so Carter in a hole. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Kind of curious to see the Astros tie it up and then see what happens. Big Chris Carter at third base, picking it.
It's certainly one of your options. Carter gets a piece and fouls it off. Carter struck out 3 times in yesterday's game. He has struck out now in 5 consecutive games. And in that span, 13 strikeouts. So where Chris had gotten away from the strikeout, here in the last 5 days, it's really come back upon him. Half swing, he holds back. 2-2 the count. Yeah, this is, I think, for both of us, a bit of a surprise pinch hitting role here in the 9th. Half swing, they appeal to first base, palms down, and that looked pretty close.
And the only reason we're thinking that is because this guy at the plate has 30 home runs on the season. If you get a runner on and you put Chris Carter up in a situation where you have a chance to tie it with 1 swing of the bat, that's great. But if he gets on base, it turns into a log jam on the bases.
3-2 pitch. Little tap or foul.
And if you tie it up, get to bring Tony Sipp into left field maybe again.
Oh, way to break that one out. Maybe he can play third base.
You never know. I'm just trying to play armchair quarterback here.
3-2 pitch. That's ball 4. So Carter starts things with a walk. And now you've got him aboard for Jason Castro. Castro came on as a pinch hitter in the 7th inning for Matt Dominguez and promptly grounded into a double play.
Now at bat number 15, Jason Castro.
Oh, nice job by Carter after falling behind in the count.
Laid off some tough pitches. Worked his way on.
Castro hitting .229. Well, you got the tying run at the plate now. So with that walk, it gets quite interesting. The Indians with Santana, the first baseman, playing behind Carter. Not all the way back, but
yeah, they're not concerned with him. They're worried about the guy at home plate, like you said, tying run. They're daring Chris Carter to go.
Castro with a big swing. It's 0-2. Yeah, if you give enough leeway and you can get yourself to run out of the double play possibility. I'll take it every time, but not quite enough leeway here. And now 0-2. Allen brings it. And Castro down on strikes. That's 11 strikeouts of Astros hitters. 1 out here in the 9th inning. It'll bring up Jake Marisnick.
Center fielder, Jake Marisnick.
Pretty much just 3 heaters blown by Castro.
Take your best hack and just not coming up with anything. Jake Marisnick 1 for 3. Had a base hit in the 7th inning. It's a big game for the Indians. Every game big for the Astros. They are trying to notch as many wins as possible. First pitch in for a strike. And the Indians, if they're going to have any chance down the stretch here, they're going to have to go on a big winning binge. Slider, the bat starts. Holding it back is Marisnick.
Actually got Jesus Guzman in that dugout. If things get tied up, he could probably play a little third base if necessary.
Yeah, that's likely the case. I just find it intriguing that Carter was used as the leadoff man down 2 runs. Pitch fell back. It's 1-2 on Marisnick. But if you played it this way, if you said, okay, we've got at the top of we've got the 7, 8, 9 guys coming up, and you don't want to pinch hit for Marisnick if that's the thinking, and then the top of the order, let's go ahead and use Carter because we won't use him otherwise. If we don't use him now, could be the only thinking I can come up with. Marisnick able to lay off.
Marisnick can erase all those thoughts with one swing of the bat, though, too. Just let Carter trot around.
Become as good a base runner as you need. Ground ball left side. That's into left field. A base hit for Marisnick. His second on the afternoon. And now the Astros have runners at first and second. 1 out. And the top of the order with Robbie Grossman. How about Jake Marisnick?
He's doing a good job. Quality at bats. Mistake by Allen, leaving that one up out over the plate. Marisnick making him pay, extending this inning.
8 Houston hits.
Getting that tying run on base.
And now the long ball puts you ahead.
And if Robbie can mash another double, you're going to tie this game easily with Marisnick at first.
He launched one off the center field wall back in the 3rd inning. And this one just outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, it's gotten a little tight for the Indians and their fans here in the 9th inning. Pitch hit in the air and deep out into right center field. Not deep enough. Michael Bourne is under. He'll make the catch. Carter will have to hold at second base. And so that's 2 outs as Altuve now comes to the plate.
Put a good swing on it. Just got underneath it a little bit.
I thought as it came off the bat that ball might have been juiced. So we're down to an out. But the league's top hitter in Altuve at the plate. And now if you're Jake Marisnick at first base, you've got to go from step 1.
And you're the trail runner. You don't want to get back picked at first base, but I agree with what you're saying, Ash. Really extend that lead and get yourself a good jump so you can score on anything.
Get yourself something hit to the gap, maybe even a long single, but something that you can really take a shot at. Give Pat Listash maybe the chance to send him. And now the Indians fans on their feet. They're looking for one more out. This breaking ball almost put 2 runners in scoring position. Nice play by the catcher Perez. Altuve's 1 for 4 and still hitting .333. The hits have been much tougher to come by for Jose Altuve here in recent games. Had a 4-hit game in game 4 in 4 in Boston. A little strike as the corner extends a bit.
I think that ball was off the plate. If it's in the vicinity that Altuve thinks he can take a hack at it, he's going to. See him kind of mouth outside. Not a strike. I agree with him.
I agree as well. 1-1. And now 2-1. Cody Allen trying to get himself another call.
Not a bad idea.
The Astros have been finding themselves right in almost every game now. That's a good sign. The 2-1 from Allen. Good swing by Jose. Two and two. Jose was not trying to flare one down the line right there.
No, he was trying to do some damage.
Sometimes you take a big swing just trying to catch up with the good hitter. Two-two pitch, and Altuve expands the strike zone, wisely so.
Yeah, the reason he swung at that is because of the first strike called on him.
Tight time here in Cleveland. Altuve hits those batting gloves just as he likes them. 2-2, 2 outs. Allen brings it. Ground ball right side. That's going to be into right field and a base hit. Carter not able to score as the throw comes in from Holt. And the Astros have the bases loaded now for Dexter Fowler. So Altuve has his second hit of the afternoon. He's 2 for 5. And the pitching coach, Mickey Callaway, is going to come out to the mound. That tying run now at second base with good speed from Marisnick.
Good AB by Altuve again. Getting that second hit, raise that leading average. But no chance at all for Chris Carter to score from second base on a base hit.
I'm not sure, was Holt ready to come to the plate there had Carter been sent? Because it looked to me like he was going to fire back into the infield to make sure other runners didn't move up. Really academic at this point. Still need 2 runs to tie this game. See Altuve shoot it through the right side. You make up your mind.
Yeah, the way he kind of fielded it like an infielder tells you that he wasn't in a real hurry to get home.
Yeah, I think he was going to go to third if needed. So bases juice. Dexter Fowler at the plate. 1 for 4 on the day. And Dexter takes a strike. Fowler hitting .273. needs to get Jeff Blum a drum. I think he's getting ready for that act.
We need to combat the Tribe's drum right now, and I'm trying to help out.
Oh, that's what you're doing.
Yeah. Trying to answer back.
So this is Astros drum you're beating up here.
Yeah, it's not making too much noise, though.
Message from Pat Listash to Chris Carter at third base. Ball and a strike on Dexter. In the outside corner on that breaking ball, it's 1-2. Big assignment also for Jose Altuve. Should there be a gapper here, Altuve has got to be able to score and give the Astros the lead. So it's 1-2 on Fowler. He lays off that slider down and in. That had to be close to catching a back leg or foot. This pill hasn't gone down easily here in Cleveland.
No. I think that was a good stop by Lance Barksdale, the umpire.
Might have been. So we do it at 2-2. Got him swinging. High heater at 96 ends the day. Fowler goes down on strikes, a couple in the ninth inning. The Astros lead 3. And the Indians win it 3-1 to take the series 2-1. A game that took 3 hours and 14 minutes. And it was not easy for the Tribe. But when it's all said and done, the Astros wind up losing 2 of 3 and going 5-5 on this tough road trip.